our studios here in Hermosa Beach, California for July 2nd, 2023. Here we're going to be discussing sports and movies, and we have two guest hosts calling in from the state of North Carolina, plus Mr. Chadwin himself, Brandon Chadwin, your host.
Yes, this is a North Carolina-oriented show. Not South Carolina, North Carolina. And it's Chab Dog Sports Talk. We're on every Sunday now from approximately 10 to 12 a.m. Pacific Time. Brought to you by Chadwin Law, serving Southern California's business and transactional legal needs, as well as estate planning. And by Chab Dog Sports Blog for your head of your sports headlines and biting sports commentary. You can find it all at chabdog.com, where we have all our shows. And this is the Bran and Dean show. We're going to have some Jan and Dean music and John Dean clips. And Dean Chadwin is one of our guests from North Carolina. And I'm going to give him the floor pretty soon. But I do want to
slide up first. There we go. So there's, well, there's a picture of him right there.
That was from the Yale JV tennis team, 1984 to 85. Dean was not on that team, so he's not in that picture, but I am. Can you spot me there?
I think you're the one in the center, the back, in the center, just to the right. You that tall gentleman there?
On the right? What do you mean on the right?
Yeah, the one on the right. You know,
the short guy, the shortest guy.
So go over to the right-hand side on the back and go 3 in. The man sitting 3 in on the back right there. So I can see your ears, dude. Look at yours sticking out.
Are you talking about Grant Little, the black guy? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
3. The guy in the back standing up, third from right, is Grant. I'm the guy in the front row kneeling.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You're playing with me.
Yeah.
I don't think I look like any of the other guys. Dean, can you recognize me?
You're a bunch of white men. Y'all look the same. What are you talking about? Come on.
Please vouch for that. That's really me, right?
Yeah, that's really you. No question about it. But if this is what we're here for, to sort of do witness identification of you 40 years ago, I think I've come to the wrong show, because in talking to Blixx before the show, it sounded like we were going to do the Dunk on Duke hour, which I'm happy to do.
That's what you're doing.
We have plenty of time for that.
Yeah, that was a green room show.
No,
there's never enough time for that. There's never enough time.
Why do you hate Duke exactly? Can you go into that?
This is Mike Krzyzewski.
You're saying, why do I hate him exactly? I can go through all the reasons. First of all, it's a fake Ivy. It acts like it's an Ivy League school, and it's in North Carolina. And what it gets is all these people that can't get into Ivy League schools, specifically from New Jersey, and they come down here and they act like they're better than everyone in the state. So that's problem number one with Duke.
The fans can be obnoxious. I do agree with you on that.
Problem number two with Duke is essentially something, and I guess I don't know because I'm new to this space, where I set up links in the chat or whatever, but I don't know if you guys are fans of Bomani Jones and the show that he did for HBO, but he did a wonderful, probably 10-minute piece about Duke basketball as Coach K was coming to an end. And he had a partnership with the Schoenberg Library of African-American Culture up in Harlem, and they did an exhibit about the way Duke basically broke African-Americans' hearts all the way through the 90s and beat every team that the rest of the country loved, from UNLV to Georgetown, etc. And so we can hate them for that reason. We can hate them for Christian Laettner. There's a lot of different reasons. What can I say that I like about Duke? I like Zion Williamson. I like Grant Hill. Let's see. Is that about it? I may have just topped out. That may
How
be
about
sure.
Grant Hill? They had Gene Banks. He was a good black player.
Gene Banks was in 1980. That's before Coach K. Thanks. Know your history, brother. I'm talking to somebody who has a history degree, who's written 4 sports books. It's not going to work. You can't throw Gene Banks out there as a Coach K guy. Gene Banks played for, I can't think of his name because he had the same name as another coach. There were 2 coaches who had the same name.
Bill Foster.
So I got to search this one up.
Bill Foster.
What was it?
Bill Foster.
Right. All the Fosters coached in the ACC at the same time. I think one at Clemson and one at Duke. Maybe they switched jobs and nobody knew. Maybe they were secret twins. But yes, Foster's the guy who recruited Gene Banks. Giving Gene Banks to Coach Krzyzewski is kind of like, I don't know, giving him J.R. Reed, giving him the North Carolina national title with Taylor Hansworth or something. Sorry. I know North Carolina, they won a title where their best player maybe was a white guy. That doesn't make it Duke's title, much as Duke would like the title. It's not
slow down here, though. You're from Virginia, right?
Not really. We moved a lot when I was a kid, but that's the last place I went to high school, so that's where you know me as being from. I went to Norfolk Academy for 2 years, junior and senior year. When I showed up there in the South, first time in the South, among the things that happened to me, because as you can see, I'm tall, and maybe I don't read immediately as being Jewish, even though I am. One kid in my high school,
that actually.
when he learned I was Jewish, took my hat off and did this.
Yeah,
because he was looking for horns on my head.
Dude.
Yeah, if
you've never seen a Jew,
Dean, if you lose like 50 pounds, you might start looking like Silver, Adam Silver.
Yeah, I'm not interested in becoming a pencil, but thank you. I appreciate the offer. The human pencil, that's good. He went to Duke. He's a good commissioner, maybe the best we've had in any sport in the last 50 years. I don't know. Because, a commissioner's job actually should be for the fans. We know it's all for the owners and put more profits in their pockets, but he actually seems to care about the fans and the players. And I can't say that about any other commissioner I can think of in my lifetime.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, Blixx, you also shared Dean's hatred for Duke, right?
Of course.
You're in North Carolina.
Born and bred at Tar Heel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And everything he said is true. You get these spoiled little rich kids that are not smart enough to go to an Ivy League school. They come down, they play sports at Duke, and they think they're better than everybody else. I don't even go around their campus. We did a tour of the UNC and Duke campuses when I was in middle school, and the students looked at us like we were polluting their air.
Oh.
When we were touring around Duke. And ever since then, I've hated that school.
Mm-hmm.
They are basically Ted Knight and Caddyshack to the 1,000th power. Just a whole bunch of snobs. And the honest truth is, for what? All they do basically all year is sleep out for freaking basketball tickets. I actually have something to do with my time. The only time in college that I slept out was when I slept out in a shanty town at Yale to protest the investment policies in South Africa. That's when I slept outside. Not for freaking sports tickets, you morons.
Yeah, but you're a
heard
sports fan,
secondary
Dean.
market?
Don't
They haven't
deny
heard of
it.
StubHub? There is this thing. It's called StubHub. Get a life, Dookies.
Well,
They
I'm
do.
sorry.
They sleep out for like 3 weeks in advance.
Yeah, so
Start
apparently
pitching
it's not
tents
that hard
3
at
weeks
school.
before the Duke Carolina game.
If you're just living like you're a freaking 12-year-old scout outside in tents in the rain and not going to classes, how hard is Duke really? Is it just a place where people they network in their tents? Is that what they do? Hey, let's trade business cards. Someday, Daddy's going to put me in charge of the business, and you and I can exchange IDs and whatever, and figure out a way to make deals together. I have no idea what people do at Duke.
Their tents
It's a
have
very
free
great
Wi-Fi.
campus. I won't deny that. It's an incredibly
Nixon
pretty
went to
campus.
Duke.
Yeah, Nixon.
That's wasted on a whole bunch
Nixon
of
went to Duke Law School, so there.
Who did? Who did?
Nixon. Did you know that?
Who? Brandon, you did?
No, Dick Nixon, Tricky Dick.
Oh, yeah. So that's good. Tricky Dick. You want a law school story and a politician. Ted Cruz went to Harvard Law. The reason I bring him up is here's that Ted Cruz Harvard Law story. So he's in there in the dorms on campus first year, and he's playing a bunch of poker with people all the time. Poker. And he's losing a lot. And guess what he does like a month into the term? He goes to the RA and tells them there's gambling going on inside the Harvard dorms, which breaks it up, and he never pays off his debts. So Ted Cruz,
Wow, how would you?
I don't
know
think
that?
Nixon ever pulled a stunt like that. I can't imagine Trump pulling off a stunt like that because it'd require him to play poker. And DeSantis is too busy playing baseball to pull that crap. So, yeah,
I'm
there's your Ted
detecting a
Cruz
lot
for you.
of anti-right bias in your commentary, Dean. Is that correct?
That is correct. If you've read anything of mine, you would know that is there. That is right. Yes, I am anti-right. As far as you can throw it, I'll be there. You can't get far enough left to get left of me.
Yeah.
Karl Marx, kind of a capitalist.
Are Yeah. Are you running the Joe Biden re-election campaign for North Carolina?
Joe Biden's not a leftist, brother. Joe Biden's an old man in the center of the Democratic Party. That makes him a businessman. That makes him a captive of business interests. He's not a leftist. Joe Biden? Get out of here.
No, so he's
Bernie
not left
Sanders,
enough for
you're
you?
getting in the neighborhood. AOC, you're getting in the neighborhood.
Oh.
Have a few more beers, Blixx, you're getting in the neighborhood. But Joe Biden as a leftist?
Oh, don't
Come
worry.
on.
I'll have a few more beers before this show's over with.
I hope so.
Yeah,
You got to drink
Yeah.
for both of us because I don't drink anymore.
Yeah, so, we'll talk some tennis, 1984. That's when I met up with you. And
we have a
have-
special guest in the studio
we
who's
have
checking
also-
our level
yes.
here of his mic. Abe Rand will be joining
Abe
us
Miranda
shortly.
decided to join us. He's our other co-host. There's a lot of co-hosts to this show, Dean. You have a nice ID here. I really like your ID. It's a little confusing though.
Here we are.
You got a
Channel
UCLA hat on and it's a USC ID. What's up with that?
Actually, I just noticed that. That's pretty Foucacted, dude. What's going on there, Dean?
How did you do that?
Well, it's what you call the immediate contrarian. Just in case you weren't sure what I was like, you know right away. You don't even have to push my buttons to push my buttons. I'll push my buttons in advance for you. So, yeah, I went to USC. I got a master's in writing. I had some really interesting people in that program. I lived on the west side of LA at the time, didn't live on campus. And I had friends who played UCLA tennis. So sue me for thinking UCLA tennis was nicer than USC, although USC tennis was very nice too. And on the weekends, we'd play down there sometimes. And the coach at USC had a friend named Richard Williams who he'd let in on the weekends. Play at that facility. So I used to hit with some of my friends next to 10 and 12-year-old Serena and Venus as they were ramping up. They were already much better than me.
Yeah. Well, UCLA is near and dear to my heart because I went there for law school. So try to be nice.
Well, it should be. UCLA is a beautiful place.
You should like it because you know what UCLA stands for?
What's that?
You know what UCLA stands for?
I know what USC stands for, University of Spoiled Children. What does UCLA stand for?
University of Collectivists and Other Left-Wing Agitators.
Oh, hardly. Go up to Berkeley if you want that. UCLA, again, is like, you're missing it, brother. If you think those are the left-wing places, you ain't been to Berkeley, you're missing it.
Oh,
you
I
haven't
know
been to
about
Asheville on a Friday night. If you think that those are the agitators, you've missed the whole thing, man.
You should have gone to law school, I think. What
I did. I went to UVA Law School. You didn't know that? That's because I'm the youngest retared lawyer in the history of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Yeah.
I was about to say state, but they don't call it a state. They call it the Commonwealth because, they got that from the Brits when they set up in Williamsburg.
Mm-hmm. So you
I actually lived my final summer of law school when I was studying for the bar. I lived in a farm above Monticello so I could look down on that slaver's old estate.
Mm-hmm.
Monticello, yeah.
So
Jeffrey, we called him.
What do you do
Jeffrey.
now officially? You're a writer, is that right? Are you a writer?
It's one of the things I do. I run my own shop in college counseling, college test prep.
Oh, that's probably his bread and butter. Yeah.
No, there's no bread, no butter, but I do enjoy teaching people.
Well, I hope you at least have some KY.
Wow.
I hope you have something
No,
smooths.
not for that job.
Yeah,
Although I probably could
the
use it for
agitation.
my face if I put some on my camera to help me look a little better.
That's
And
the
that
joke.
aging process.
Well, it's nice to know that you're not just another Jewish lawyer. You want to play that Jerry Seinfeld clip?
Oh, yeah, let me dig that out. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry Seinfeld, the accountant who became a comic.
Well, we have one where he gets upset because he finds out that his lawyer's not Jewish.
Oh, that
Very
Well, you know
distressing.
what would get him really upset? Go ahead.
But
Sorry.
I will roll it. This is a good one, though.
If
here we go.
If we can find it.
I got
here
it.
we go.
Hey, look who's
And this is
here.
under fair use.
Hello, Berg. How you feel?
Hold on, as I
Yes.
roll this out, going to roll you off now. Yes, we're playing as YouTube, and all us listening, this is under fair use. We're replaying this for its historic and social and artistic relevance, which we will describe in extreme detail, torturing everybody with. Here we go. Fair use, fair use.
I'm feeling okay. So, Berg, I was talking to Cheryl, and she told me that a friend of hers went to high school with you.
Really?
Yes. I believe the name of the high school was St. Christopher's.
St. Christopher's, that's correct. That is my alma mater, yes.
Didn't know that they took Jews at St. Christopher's.
Oh, well, they don't. I mean, why would they, you know?
Why would they?
Well, they don't have exchange students, and we had a token Jewish student.
It's restricted.
In our Anglican English school.
Oh, I'm not Jewish.
Oh, you're not.
Did you think I was Jewish?
Yes, I did.
Because of Berg.
Yes, because of
Because
Berg.
of Berg,
Yes.
yeah. I've often wondered, would people
Really
think that?
Yes, and you did nothing to perpetuate that, did you?
Well, no, I mean, well, I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh, how about on my birthday? Mazel tov, Larry.
Well, you're Jewish.
Yeah,
respectful.
on the high holy days.
Just
I said, hey,
assumed.
Well, he is Jewish.
hey, you going to Temple, Berg? And you went, no.
Right, because I'm not Jewish, so
Yeah.
why would I go to temple?
Right, like I'm a Jew, but not a practicing Jew.
Oy, Larry with this.
Oi, again, see? It's
an expression.
It's an expression.
It's an expression that
What is
people
this
use.
thing? A shofar. Why is this on your desk?
People give me gifts. They'll give me
a
like
fake
that for my desk or the mezuzah that's on the door.
What are you, by the
I'm
way?
sorry.
I'm
no,
sweet.
Susie,
I
no
got a
Christian
sweet
person
lawyer.
just has
She's
a
gonna
mezuzah
get
on
it.
his door.
No, that's right.
That's wrong.
The line got crossed there. Larry is fully within his right to bring all this up.
Everything.
You got a good lawyer. You got the best lawyer, Larry.
Sorry,
No,
Berg.
he's not Jewish.
It's a Shonda, Larry.
I got sweeted.
So then there's that.
Yes. Oh, you got Jack Squirek's interception. Do you want to show that?
Oh, that's so painful. Okay, if we get it over with?
Yes.
Let's
Please
just get
play
over
it.
with Yes.
This is for Dean's benefit.
Oh,
No, that's
This is-
okay. Listen,
This is-
first of
Dean,
all,
this
that
is
was
a
Larry
nightmare.
David, not Jerry Seinfeld, just in case you guys were confused.
Oh, Larry
As
David.
I'm saying,
that's,
I'm the
Curb
fact
Your
checker here.
Enthusiasm. Yeah.
We tell truth in my world.
Yeah.
And the reason we tell truth on that one is the following. I was going to say, if you want to talk about Jerry Seinfeld, he really is an accountant who lucked into what he did.
Oh.
If he hadn't had Larry David as a partner, Seinfeld is nothing. Nobody would have watched that show without Larry David's insanity behind it. Larry David's the reason you have Kramer. He's the reason you have Jason Alexander's character. He's basically all of it. Jerry Seinfeld can't act. He's not that funny. He does little things about, oh, my airplane seat was too small, and people are annoying because they annoy me. Who cares, Jerry? Shut the fuck up.
okay.
So there you go.
I got
Dean, Brandon, for some reason, Brandon wants to re-traumatize you over this, and me. He wants to re-traumatize all Redskin fans.
Well, I was
over
a
this
Redskins
horrible
fan
play.
too. I was watching this.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
look,
were a primary language
Here's
of
the
fucking
thing, our
bandwagon.
team's dead,
Jumping
so
on.
don't
You
allow the
never-
re-trauma. Our
having
team
been
doesn't
born
exist.
in Maryland. You were never a Redskin fan, even though it's your legacy. But
Yeah,
anyway.
we're gonna show you all of Jack's
Here's number 7.
all of Jack Squirek's
Number 7
interceptions.
making a mistake.
All of them.
Picked off.
Okay, well, there's the first
Jack
one.
Squirek.
That was the first and only.
And
hold
the
on.
Raiders get another touchdown on a turnover.
Yeah,
I remember Pat Summerall doing that game.
who can forget?
Good. That was
Well,
good.
it wasn't really.
Goes outside
His last one.
screen.
Oh,
Okay.
Picked off.
You know,
And that's that.
that's fine. Just don't show me Marcus Allen, because Marcus Allen's
Yeah.
really who killed us that day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
ran
Squirek just
all
got a few
over
lucky
us.
plays.
Doesn't have it.
Marcus Allen killed us from the first play to the last play.
Yeah,
He was death.
but Dean, you did a great job getting me home that evening. I really appreciate what you did.
I think you were drinking like Blixx that day.
Yeah, that was
With good reason.
That was a night of
With
no
good-
soul for a very. I had been a very good kid in my life.
You
until that.
should have seen Brandon at this particular. The depression kicked in pretty early, and there was nothing much to do but drink at a certain point during that game.
And then we're
you in a
like
logging
we're
camp or
like
something?
trying to get home, and we got back. We're supposed to get back on this Yale transport van, right? What it was like?
Yeah, maybe. And we were out at Were we out at Science Hill, and I had my car parked up there?
All I remember is sitting in this van, and no driver was in the van. And Dean looked at me, and I looked at Dean, and the next thing I know, Dean's driving the van.
Oh, I just took the van. Well, that sounds possible. Yeah,
Oh, I
I
forgot.
don't think
Was it Grand Theft or
the
anything?
social
No?
contract
Grand
was
Theft?
one
We
I
just
always
borrowed it
accepted.
Oh,
for
borrowed
like,
it. Okay.
like
I see.
500 feet
Brandon,
or something.
It could have been a lot worse, right? Imagine instead if we, had been married at the time or a little bit later or had a girlfriend and Marcus Allen slept with her, right? Then I might go kill somebody like OJ.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Allen slept with OJ's wife back
Well,
in the day.
I didn't know. I just didn't
you
know you
didn't
had
know
that
that?
much rage in you.
Yeah. And guess who OJ didn't go after? Marcus Allen, because he couldn't have taken him. Yeah, go read your history on OJ and Marcus Allen.
I
They
heard
used to
about
be
that.
boys because, right, Marcus played at USC, OJ brought him in, all the rest of it. Then, Marcus becomes the younger OJ, and some of OJ's women end up with Marcus.
Oh.
OJ was not in love with that, let's say.
Marcus was a very he was a personable, charismatic guy. So was
Good
OJ,
looking
for that
too.
matter.
I would have slept with him.
Yeah. I would have bagged him.
I met OJ. I shook his hand.
Did you?
Yeah. I was it was when he was playing, he was broadcasting the Houston Oilers Kansas City Chiefs game, and I was in Houston.
Houston Oilers, Houston Oilers, Houston Oilers #1. Yeah, Houston.
So anyway, let me introduce you to Abe. He's our other co-host, Abe Miranda. He's here in studio. Nice to have you here, Abe.
Great to have you in studio, Abe.
I normally provide the comic relief on the show, but Dean, you're doing such a great job. I may have to give up that post.
He's a one man wrecking crew. Just don't get on his most hated list.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Or be a Duke fan. Don't be a Duke fan.
No, you don't have to. No worries. Not a Duke fan.
Yeah. But you're here in person. I didn't know you were going to be here today in
I
person.
forgot to say tell everybody. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it's
on me.
I'm just once in a while I'll just pop right on in.
Okay.
Keep the boys on their toes,
Dean, do you like do you follow NASCAR? Because Abe's his big thing is NASCAR. He's going to talk some of that next hour. So just preparing you.
You're asking me, Brandon?
Yeah. Do you follow? I mean, you're in North Carolina, so you.
Yeah, so I'm actually I'm right in the heart of NASCAR country
Yeah.
because most of the factories are around here. They're from Mooresville to Huntersville, and we live in the middle of it. So, yeah, I taught at a school here for a year, and all the kids were neighbors of Joe Gibbs, and I played before the pandemic. I used to play pickleball in this rec center in Mooresville, and half the best players who played pickleball there were crew chiefs taking their lunch breaks to get away from their asshole drivers. So yeah, I've heard a lot of rumors and stuff that's true. I know who the most scared driver is at the end of Talladega, who's never, ever going to fight for first at Dega because he's afraid of the accident. I know who that guy is.
Oh, yeah? All right, well, if you can hang around for the racing segment update, then, you can participate in that and give us your, we're actually pretty good at predicting the winners on this show for NASCAR somehow. We've got one person.
We're a speed racer at the
You're missing Dorothy. Dorothy's not here today.
opening the second hour. Yeah, is she traveling again somewhere this week?
She's at some kind of Sunday service for
that's
gospel.
Right. No, gospel service. That's right.
And but she's got an amazing track record for picking the winners in NASCAR.
In the lead right now, or so it will be reported by.
Yeah, no, she's still in the lead.
Does she believe in the art of gambling? Is that her source of income as well?
No, she's
a dietitian.
She's a
workout
dietitian,
specialist,
and she's also a real estate agent and also a travel agent. So
she wears a lot of hats, just like you.
She wears a lot of hats, but she's really obsessed with sports, and she's a huge, everything Michigan. So she loves, Michigan University, and I think she went to Michigan
Do you have
State.
a problem with Michigan, Dean?
Yeah.
Are you asking me to pull out another fight song? Hail to the conquering heroes.
Hail to the victors.
However that goes.
Hail to the victors.
Hail to Michigan.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a problem with Michigan. The Fab Five was one of my favorite teams ever. At least they don't walk around acting like they own a word that's part of the American language, like the Ohio State University. None of that crap from Michigan.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a problem with Michigan. Why would I have a problem with Michigan?
You probably don't like. You probably don't like Harbaugh, though, right?
Oh, I don't care about. So you're missing it. I don't care about football at all. I haven't cared about football for 30 years. But tell me something. Does Michigan occasionally beat Notre Dame? Because anybody who beats Notre Dame, they have my heart. If you beat Notre Dame, that's all good. Beat Notre Dame today, tomorrow, yesterday, and the next day.
Once in a while. I don't know how Blixx feels about that.
What, you like Notre Dame, Blixx?
That's. I think that's his time.
Yeah. Well, Blixx, let's put Blixx on.
Well,
Okay,
lucky
Blixx,
for you, Lou Holtz is no longer your coach and just a guy who walks around the earth ranting about stupid stuff. So that's helpful.
Lou Holtz. They're living a lie. That's what he said about Colorado.
Come on, Blixx.
I mean, there's definitely been Notre Dame athletes that I've enjoyed. Tim Brown was great. Ishmael was great. I do love the Golics. There are a lot of guys I like. I just touchdown Jesus. Like, I ain't down for that. I'm a Jew. I don't need no touchdown Jesus. I don't want touchdown Moses. I don't need any religion in my football. You want politics out of your sports? Keep touchdown Jesus out of my football.
Oh,
that's a solid take. You know, that's a 9.8. Very solid. How do you rank
Blixx
that?
is speechless.
Look, he either had way too many beers this morning or he's just impressed.
He's just warming up.
I can't hear him either.
Well,
Blixx.
because he's doing a lap.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Blixx.
Rat ate his cord, I think.
No.
And look, Blixx, I will root for Notre Dame at times in the right situation. There's
Frank's
probably
the
no
one that
one in
likes
college
Notre Dame.
basketball I hate more than Gino at UConn. So when Muff's up against Gino, Notre Dame against UConn, I'll root for Notre Dame. It's got to be the right situation. And honestly, I went to USC and I never went to a football game. But I tended to root for USC against Notre Dame. I mean, Anthony Davis, what was it, 6 touchdowns? That I enjoyed that when I was a kid, watching Anthony Davis run roughshod over Notre Dame. You know, I'm not really a Joe Montana guy. He's a great player. I think he was a little overrated. I'm not sure he's the best quarterback in 49ers history. I'll take Steve Young myself. That guy could do everything. Faster than Bo Jackson, threw it further than Michael Vick, and had a beautiful head of hair.
Yeah, beautiful wife too, right? I think he's got very
I don't
nice-
know. Does he?
Yeah.
I mean, is there a quarterback in the history of
She's
sports
adorable.
who doesn't? Like that
Articulate.
seems kind of redundant.
A relationship guru, a good
Okay, Dean.
cook,
Oh, speaking
But
of
not
beautiful,
perfect.
look at this.
This is Dorothy,
a
our
wholesome
co-host.
food advocate, a registered
Okay,
dietitian,
let's have a little flavor
a
for
workout
Dorothy.
coach,
We miss her.
a sought-after author,
Oh wow, you've got
an
a full thing of
aphrodisiac
Dorothy.
aficionado,
Delicious, juicy, naughty figs.
a cocktail maker,
Shake it up,
kitchen
baby.
Oh, look at her.
Hey, who
Go,
took
girl,
my
go.
apple? And best of all, she's spicing up your love life in the kitchen. Meet Dodie Dawn.
So ladies, and you guys too, remember, a healthy body is a sexy body. And good sex combined with good food keeps you healthy. So
I don't understand why that isn't a show today.
I know.
Like, why doesn't Dorothy have her own show? Like, I think we'd all watch that.
Yeah, it's beautifully produced. I like the production.
I like
quality is
that
great.
more than Dr. Ruth. She can help me a lot, I think. Yeah. Well,
I mean, I think that's the show we need.
maybe
today.
we'll have some of her.
I think that's the kitchen show we need.
Oh, where'd Blixx go? Did we lose Blixx?
So, Dean, you know, I got you on the show. We might as well talk some tennis. Have you played a lot of tennis since the JV days?
On and off, but I still follow it really closely, and I'm glad you raised that, since theoretically everybody comes on here either because of their connection to you and to the culture and their joy, or to promote the hell out of something. And I'm actually starting a tennis Substack maybe as soon as today. I don't know when I'm going to post, with the world's greatest Wimbledon preview. So I'm starting to write again. I used to write a lot for places that included, that you'd be familiar with, the LA Weekly. I was there every other week sports columnist back in the early 90s, mid 90s.
Yeah, Dean had a good tennis game and that big reach. You're 6'7", man. That's living large in the tennis world.
It used to be. Now it's kind of commonplace. Riley Opelka eats off the top of my head. He's 6'11". So, yeah, it's what's weird about my tennis is, and I doubt you remember this because it wasn't that memorable, despite my size, I played mostly from the baseline. I was very contrarian, as I've said already, and my dad had played when he was growing up. And he wasn't tall, but he played in an era with all grass courts almost. And so he played serve and volley, and that was the last thing I was going to do is play like him.
You should have been a net rusher with your size.
I should have been.
But you were just kind of like me. You had a good forehand, right? And then you tried to
theoretically
kind of ran around the backhand when you could.
So Brandon, so what you don't know because you weren't there, you were a year behind me. So when I showed up as a freshman, I was 16. I was 2 years younger, and I was not a recruit. But because of my size and because of some other things, I was able to sort of walk on the varsity. And the first time I went out there, I beat another member of my class of 86, in a set. And then they turned me loose to play against the two guys on the team who ended up both going pro. That team, the 82-83 Yale team, varsity was 18-3. Best team probably in the history. Well, best team in the school since the 60s. And the best team in the last 60 years, therefore, with Martin Wostenholm, who played Canadian Davis Cup, and Glenn Leyendecker, great singles and especially doubles player. Anyway, the coach at the time didn't like me. He just sent me out to play challenge matches against those two guys. Took about 2 hours total to win maybe 3 games in 4 sets. And they basically hazed me by having me take the laundry over after practice for everybody, and the other freshmen weren't getting hazed at all. So after a month, I quit and started setting up the JV tennis that you became part of the next year.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you were the architect of JV tennis.
Wow.
One of them.
Tennis.
Me, Mike Best, a few other people.
Oh, yep. Mike Best. Do you remember him?
Well, we needed him. So what they told us was we could have a program, but we needed a sponsor, right? So we needed either a grad student or a professor. Well, good luck finding a professor who wanted to do that. But we found Mike Best, who was connected through, he'd worked, I think, at one of the agencies that represented sports or something else, advertising agency, that did some stuff with tennis tournaments. And so he was wired in, and he loved tennis. So he's happy to do it.
Mike Best was like one of the guys. He
was.
Yeah.
He was not much more than 10 years older than us. He was probably 28 to 30.
Yeah. I just remember he made some funny comment to one of the players once, Chris Voigtstead. Do you remember this comment?
No, you got to tell me. What did he say to Chris?
It's like a nonsensical comment, but it was really weird. He said, I just wanted to walk up to you and tell you and pick your nose.
And what your nose?
Pick your nose.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Made no sense. He was just kind of off the wall. And
I don't know. Chris is a guy from Bronxville. Everybody wants to pick something from him, right? You grew up in Bronxville, New York. You're just made of gold, basically. So maybe he thought there was gold up there.
And then he got replaced by Peter McNamara, who was, the coach the year you weren't there. So you weren't around for that. That was a pretty good year.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing that year, really. I guess I was focused on my studies or
West Virginia.
It might have been that I was too busy trying to make money. So that I had a car on campus, and I lived by the rule, ignore your parking tickets. And that rule worked until they towed my car away with $1,500 worth of parking debt owed. So it was time for me to go get a job on campus. And JV tennis did not pay well.
And then what happened? Then you joined the Weather Underground. Is that right?
Listen to you. Boy, you are so afraid of the left. It is scary.
My Bob would love you.
Yeah,
you should come visit me in Nantucket.
You haven't read this guy, but you should. Here's a book for you. You see that name? Mike Davis, one of the great writers in the history of Los Angeles. He just passed away in the last year. He was one of my mentors at USC. University of Spoiled Children, they hire all kind of people. They don't know who they have. They have lefties, they have righties, they all have all kinds of things. This is one of the leading historians of the last 60 years and was absolutely a Marxist and one of my mentors.
Wow. That's pretty heavy.
This show has taken an abrupt turn, hasn't it? That's great.
Yeah, we're definitely becoming. And then look, the line just got cut too. So Dean, can we hear you?
Oh no, we just lost him.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
Oh.
What can I tell you?
He's still alive. He's a survivor.
We can hear your voice.
He's
but
coming
they
out of the
cut
TV,
signal.
but we can't see him.
Go.
There he is.
He's like a cucaracha, man.
As Brandon can tell you, there are a lot of people who went to Yale who went into the CIA, and they know where to find us if we're doing the wrong thing.
Uh-huh.
I had a friend who went straight from Yale to the CIA. You know what happened if you called him on the phone? He'd act like he was in pizza delivery. Every time I called him and he picked up the phone, he'd say that bullshit.
Dean,
I'd say, send over a large pepperoni, stat.
Dean, I got a very serious question for you. Okay.
Sure.
What do you know? Do you know anything about the attempted assassination of Judge Kavanaugh? Since
the assassination, is he dead already?
No, but there was somebody that was arrested for that. In D.C.
Nobody was arrested for assassinating him because he hasn't been killed.
Well, I mean, attempted.
He hasn't taken shots. It's not like Reagan. See, you're a little bit behind me at Yale. So I was there the year after John Hinckley, and Jodie Foster was in my residential college, and I went to lots of parties that she was at.
Oh yeah,
right.
But by that time, I heard you bang Jodie Foster. Can you confirm?
Did you ever do Jodie Foster?
Yeah, we heard you banged her.
No, please. I never did anybody. Do you hear me? You see me? How the hell, as an 18-year-old, was I getting over on anything?
You said you were in the, I might.
No. That's not what I said. What I said was I spent a lot of my time not getting laid.
Oh.
You read wrong. You were projecting out something that you did that I didn't do.
Charming,
listen,
Baby Huey type guy.
Brandon.
Baby Huey. I don't know about Baby Huey, man.
Was Baby Huey Jewish?
He's funny.
No, I don't think
Dean
so.
should have his own sitcom.
Oh, for sure. Dean, we could give you a whole hour.
So,
by yourself,
Brandon,
dude.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
My game was so little that my body would look at me if I came at it with one of my hands, 5 fingers, would be like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing that with you.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm just telling you.
He had a
right?
lot of games.
It's like Woody Allen, right? I don't want to be any club that would have me. I don't want to be any club that would have me.
I used a Woody Allen joke last week. I can't use it anymore.
These hands are clean because the rest of the body wouldn't let it be touched.
Mm. Well, you're a big man, and
well, that's what you say. But how would you know?
How would I know? How big are your feet?
13 triple E or 4E or something.
That's a big foot.
They're wide more than. They're sort of more like block feet. I look like Frankenstein's monster from the ankles down. Maybe from the neck up too. That's your call on that one.
What do you can we get personal?
Hold on. I hate to stay.
What's that?
I just gotta jump off and jump back in.
Oh, okay. I was gonna.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, just want to jump back. Please continue.
What are you going these days on the weight wise?
I'm way down, man. I'm down 50 from the last time we talked, probably.
Well, that was a long time ago. Wow. Yeah, you do look.
So I've been as high as 3.5 bills, and now I am not that high. I am just Bill, not Bill, buh.
We had a guy on our show. Did you ever meet Frank the Tank? He was going 4 bills.
Maybe 4.5 bills.
Yeah, I think one time I did. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big Notre Dame fan, by the way. So that would be a bit of a
huge Notre Dame fan.
wild discussion if we had him on with you.
He'd be yelling at you by now. He's screaming at you.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Good for them. They beat UCLA once. That's what they have. One time they broke a winning streak. Digger Phelps lived off that for 25 years.
Oh, that's right. That was the greatest win in basketball history for them. When
one win.
They broke the 88-game winning
streak. Notre
streak.
Dame ever win a national title in basketball? Hell no. They have one win over UCLA. Good for them.
Yeah, but I like Digger Phelps. He was a good commentator.
Yeah, good for you. Digger Phelps. Ugh.
He had good.
Give me Al McGuire every day.
I love
twice on Sunday.
Dean's hat game, by the
Al
way.
Al McGuire was amazing. He and Dick Enberg were very good together.
Well, you want to show Dean? We could show him some tennis. Why don't you show you want to show the Japanese commentator on the McEnroe Lendl final at the French in 1984? You remember the 1984 French Open?
Not only do I remember it, it's the subject of maybe the best documentary in tennis history by a crazy French director who turned it into this piece of art. It's worth watching.
Well, listen to this
I'll
first,
find
and
the
then
name of it while you're
talk
showing
about
it. Yeah, I remember.
What's up, tennis fans? This is JMDB, and Leila Fernandez is currently lagging behind as Anastasia Anna.
This fellow would probably like to be promoted. And all this, you can go to our website or the in YouTube, and you'll see a playlist, and all this is there laid out. By the way, and you'll see a link to this guy's site to see his stuff. So we're replaying his under fair use, so he can be.
Anna Blinkova takes the first set 7-5. It's a very, very close first set. It lasted for almost an hour. And now in the second set, it's still the same story right now. Both players are just holding out their serves. And yeah, honestly, I'm kind of rooting for Leila Fernandez to push things to a 3-setter because I know what kind of a fighter she is. And I've been closely watching her since her runner-up finish at the 2021 US Open. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Will things turn into Fernandez's favor in the second set, push things to a 3-setter? Do you think Blinkova will close it out in straight set fashion? Let me know what tribe and once again, this is
the way I thought.
For you, a rough night for you, a rough night for at least a driver in a southeastern Colorado town.
Yeah, somehow it got messed up.
Yesterday, speaking of tennis, I was eating at a local taco joint here in Anaheim. They were having a game, and I saw Carlos Alvarez. He was playing.
Really?
Yeah, he was playing.
Alcaraz?
Yeah, from Spain.
Yeah,
Alcaraz.
He's like the new Nadal, right?
Having a taco at the next table.
Do you think, Dean? Do you think Carlos Alcaraz, is that how they pronounce it right?
Alcaraz.
Is he going to be? Is he going to be as good as Nadal, or even close to that?
He's better than Nadal.
Really?
And what I mean by that is he's got more different gifts. He's a much better attacking player. He's the most gifted all-around player in terms of skills that we've seen maybe ever, maybe since Federer was 19. I don't know. He's crazy skilled, and he has more fun for sure than Nadal. He's just fun to watch. He doesn't even mean to, but he toys with opponents. I saw him last year at the Open, and I think he was playing Fabio Fognini or somebody down about 40 Fognini ranking points. And he's just beating the crap out of him. And at some point, he's just hitting drop shot after drop shot, flipping up lobs. And Fognini gets mad for about a half set, brings it to even, and then Alcaraz clamps him down. Alcaraz is clearly the only player in the world right now who can hang with Djokovic if he doesn't cramp on most surfaces. I would not expect him to win Wimbledon because he doesn't have enough grass court experience. But, Borg won Wimbledon the first time when he was really young. McEnroe was pretty young when he got to the finals the first time. So who knows? But I think Djokovic wins Wimbledon again. The side that's wide open is the women's. The idea that Iga Swiatek, who's never won a grass court tournament, in fact, has never been to the semifinals of a grass court tournament, is the favorite at Wimbledon is absurd. It's ridiculous. It's as if we took a college basketball team and made them the favorites to win the NBA finals. It's nuts.
Well, she's won 2 French, right? So
it's a different surface, brother, as you well know. The difference between red clay and grass is the difference between playing on the moon and playing on Earth.
Maybe, at least.
But Borg did it. Borg won 4 straight.
Borg did it because he was a freaking genius. Yes. And Nadal had to change his game dramatically so that he could do it. Yes.
Abu Nadal.
And Djokovic wins everywhere now because there's no competition for him. So, yes. Is it possible? Sure. Did a lot of women do it? Did Everett run out the French and win Wimbledon afterwards much? No. Did Justine Henin win French and Wimbledon in double much? No. It's
Martina
not something people do
right?
on the women's side. Serena almost never won the French. She won Wimbledon a lot. Venus never won the French. She won Wimbledon a lot.
Right. Usually
they're different surfaces.
They don't
it matters.
win both.
It looks like Venus is playing, I guess, in Wimbledon, right?
She is. She's playing the first round tomorrow against Elena Svitolina. At 43-year-old.
I'm looking on the online, and it actually has Svitolina a favor to win that match.
Well, that's because Venus is 43 and has won fewer than 10 matches on the tour in the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, so
it looks like that's going to be a short run for her on this.
We'll see. Tournament. She may win. It's a match worth watching. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, we'll look out for your Substack.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll send you the links or whatever, however that works.
Yeah.
I'll put you on the mailing list.
It's nice to have a little bit of interest in tennis. I'm always feeling like I'm pushing it on people, and I don't want to be force-feeding anybody tennis. But it's, Wimbledon's exciting.
It's going on right now.
Yeah, it is. Especially if we have Kyrgios go out there and melt down on someone. That's exciting.
I love Kyrgios. I just like watching him have explosions.
Oh, it's great.
Okay,
especially in doubles when he's playing with somebody he likes and he's having fun. That's really cool.
I guess the family, this was last July 4th.
Yeah.
And see the minivan to the right here. I'll just point because it's going to move pretty fast here. Look to everything piled to the right there, the back of the minivan, and then the action going on the front.
What is that person wearing over there?
They're bathing suits. It's like some hot place yard. Nice.
Okay. That looks like a movie set.
Can I ask a question, Brandon?
Yeah.
So when you start talking about tennis, they turn the show into highly questionable, basically. So where's Poppy? If you're going to show videos of people doing stupid things, we need Dan Le Batard's dad here, don't we?
Le Batard's dad.
Oh, you know more about Le Batard than I do. He was the guy from ESPN, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. But the TV show that they had was basically watching people do stupid things in videos.
There's a show now on MTV called like Ridiculous or something like that they just watch stupid.
I just found this to be topical since it's the 4th.
Cool.
But that's us. We play a lot.
Yeah.
Mother very quickly gets her baby out of there. And this shit in the blue.
Nearly killed the little kid.
Yeah, that's all the fireworks right Holy crap! Oh, Jesus! all the fireworks got lit up all at once, boys. That was a quick night.
Yeah, spicing up your love life.
Oh my gosh, Dean dropped out. He said, "Forget that. I'm out. I'm out of here."
He'll be back.
He's enlisting.
Dean's said, "Forget it."
Well, we usually talk some like hard sports. I guess what's going on with the baseball situation, Abe? Do you want to talk any about the Mets or the? I can tell you.
Do we have Blixx? He's our Mets guy.
Yeah, let's.
Blixx is.
I am also a Mets guy, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we got Blixx right here.
I'm here, but not here at the same time.
I hear you, Blixx. How are the Mets doing?
You can hear me again?
How are the Mets doing?
Let's try.
Good God. I'm spending about $300 in beer a week.
Yeah, it's not
Just
a good
got off of the worst month I've ever seen, 7-19.
Oh, yeah, that was their July, right?
Yeah.
June.
That was the month of June, 7-19. And to put that in retrospect, the Braves went 20-5, and the Marlins went 19-5. So the Mets ended up losing 12.5 to 13 games in the division just to those two teams.
Hey, Blixx, I'm also a Mets fan. And you know what makes that month even worse?
Oh,
we were ahead in like 18 of those games. Our bullpen is horrifying. Horrifying.
Yeah, we blew 13 leads.
It was the game against the
13 leads in June.
The game against the Phillies was disgusting. The whole series in Atlanta was gross. We are unwatchable now.
Out of those 13, we blew 7 games where we led at some point in time by 3 runs or more.
Yeah. The bullpen from the 6th to the 8th inning is disgusting. We have
the agony of the
that only has two guys with an ERA under 4. The rest of the bullpen has an ERA of 4 to 8. They're horrifying.
That's the
but
joke.
Here's the good news. Blixx, here's the good news. When we put it back together, which I think based on Verlander's start and a few other things, the rest of the NL, other than the Dodgers and Braves, aren't that good. we can make the postseason. And if we make the postseason and knock out the Braves this year after last year, it will be the greatest moment for the Mets since '86. So that's what I'm hoping for. The turnaround.
Definitely.
Everything
looking up on the pitching aspect.
Yeah,
Scherzer's round back into form. If you look at Carrasco's start 2 nights ago, should have won that game, but like you said, the bullpen, they blew it. We were up 3-2, and
shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Robertson gives up a 3-run shot in the 8th, and then last.
Yep. Last night Verlander was great. The defense is terrible. They choke all the time.
Pete Alonso's got the yips. He needs to get back to DH. Put Canna at first.
McNeil. Ugh.
Death by blowjob.
But they're going
McNeil's starting to come around. He's starting to hit the ball hard again. It's just he has these atom balls, man. Every time he hits it hard, it's right at somebody.
but he's still not catching the ball. He can't run. He can't catch. He can't hit for power. He's got to hit 300 to be a good player, and he hasn't been doing that this year.
Well, the other factor that I think I look forward to maybe next year is the closer, Mr. Diaz coming back. So
Ed Luz Diaz.
Ed Luz Diaz.
Ed Luz Diaz. No, look for Ed. You know that?
Yeah,
he's I think he was a big factor.
He
He's
recovers
a big factor.
from tripping at the Little League World Series.
Oh gosh, I know.
Yeah.
that was a disaster.
I'm sorry, you didn't enjoy the best baseball in the history of the planet because you just couldn't handle it. The WBC was the best baseball you'll ever see in your life. If you turned away from it because you like Major League Baseball too much, that's your loss. Ohtani against Trout was the best thing that we'll ever see.
I was like that. You couldn't write the script any better for that Ohtani Trout matchup, USA versus Japan all comes down to one pitch, and I mean that's something you make a movie from, right? I mean,
guys, I don't want this show to degenerate into discussions about exhibition baseball. Okay?
Go! It's Ohtani and Trout.
Wait.
An epic battle. Man.
We talk about Major League Baseball here.
It's an epic battle.
Hey, Brandon. Then why are we talking about baseball in June? Because there's no baseball till the playoffs anyway, and they let everybody in. If you want to talk about non-exhibition baseball, let's go back to the 1990s when the Dodgers and the Giants are playing on the final day of the season, and the Dodgers are playing to knock the Giants out with 101 wins. Only 2 teams are going to the playoffs. That's real baseball. This crap in June when 6 teams are going, who cares? That's horrific. They still can get in the playoffs if they just get together for 6 weeks.
That's all we have.
This is exhibition baseball.
All we have.
That's all there is, Dean. Do this, or we talk about somehow.
But I won't tell you how I really feel.
Smelling jock steps before training.
It's either that or tennis.
That's so funny.
This is the dark part of the year when there's
well, I mean, the only bad part was with Edwin Diaz going out on a celebratory. I mean, if he got hit by a ball or something in the game, but to lose your knee celebration, that sucks. That was definitely a curse for the Mets.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago.
I think the Mets did so bad in June that I think the Oakland A's had a better record in June. But
the Kansas City quarterback headbutting the wall, giving himself a concussion. Martin Gramatica hitting like a 54, 55-yard field goal and then jumping up in the air and tearing his ACL. It was that type of shit. He wasn't even in the game.
The game was done.
Yeah.
And he hurt himself, and his whole season's lost.
Yep.
Bob O'Heada in 1987 cutting the top of his finger off. How about that one?
That's just,
just a
there you go.
stupid stuff all the time.
Who was that, Dean? 1987?
I believe so. I think he wrecked that season for the Mets. It's hard to remember.
Was that
right?
Bobby Ojeda?
The Mets wrecked themselves so many different ways.
Which guy was that?
Them all.
But
who's that?
Who was the guy that did that? Was that Bobby Ojeda?
Bobby Ojeda.
Yes,
Bobby Ojeda.
I got that right.
Bobby
I
Ojeda.
remembered that. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he survived. He was lucky enough to survive that horrendous boating accident with Cleveland. He was on the boat when Olin and there were 2 pitchers who died. He was down. He was seated, so he didn't get killed when they got, like whatever they ran into.
The one where the guy
right,
got
the Jose Fernandez event from 35 years earlier. Wow. And you talk about great pitcher. Now, Jose Fernandez, that's a guy who would have gone to the Hall of Fame if he'd been alive and stayed healthy.
Jose Fernandez?
He was Pedro Martinez, Johan Santana good. He was amazing.
Oh, that's pretty good.
As opposed to Sid Fernandez.
Sid Fernandez was good.
Sid the Blimp. He was
Sid
kind of
Fernandez
big,
was
wasn't
good
he?
for his size.
Yeah,
big boys can
big
pitch.
guy.
David Wells could pitch.
Yes. David, don't forget CC
Pure
Sabathia.
Yeah, Sabathia.
Don't forget Bartolo Colon's home run.
Oh, Big Sexy.
It's San Diego.
Yeah. Best
In
baseball
San
moment of the last
Diego.
20 years, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, happy
Oldest player
Bobby
to ever
Bonilla
hit his
Day.
first career home run.
Paycheck now. His money for the year.
$1 million a year. Can I have that deal? Yes.
The thrill of victory.
we always got to recognize Bobby Bonilla.
Well, you know what?
In early July.
It's not so bad. The Mets have one of those days every year. I have one of those days every month. I mean,
Well, the Dodgers got Bobby Bonilla.
Is
and that
there
was
not a
part of the
Reds
trade
fan
with
in the
Mike
room?
Piazza. What a garbage.
Wait, do we have any Reds fans? Because Ken Griffey Jr. is still the second highest paid player on the Reds. Go look it up. Ken Griffey Jr. makes $3 million a year. He's the number 2 salary behind Votto on that team.
Oh, how did that happen?
Because they gave him a lot of money to come home. Well, how do you think it happened? And they amortized it out into the future for 4,000 years. When we're all living on Elon Musk's Mars,
what a
the Reds will
decision.
still
What a
be
business
paying Griffey.
decision.
Still paying for it under the cap.
Wow.
Mets will still be paying Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah.
Bonilla, you need to up your game, dude.
I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling.
Come on, brother.
Remember that?
Check yourself.
Yeah.
Check yourself.
He was a good player.
Well, that's an hour, isn't it, gentlemen?
What's that?
That's the hour.
That's an
we're
hour,
at
right,
58 minutes
gentlemen.
right now.
Yeah, my timer's
My
about to
alarm
go
clock
off.
is about to go, right? I turn into the, what is it that happens to Cinderella? I think when my shoe comes off, or maybe it's the Wicked Witch of the West, I turn into sand. Something happens to me at 2 o'clock, and I can't do it on live streaming.
Okay. Well, you look great
So
in
I'm going to
that
say
Twins
goodbye to you
hat,
guys.
Dean.
It's been a pleasure.
You look great in that Twins hat. You're a real killer.
Well, I have twins for kids, so that was my final
pleasure meeting you, Dean.
hats.
Well, have a beautiful 4th of July. It was wonderful having you on.
Thank you.
This show just
Remember all the people who built America on the 4th of July. That's
Yeah.
what I ask you. Remember the slaves who built the White House. Remember them.
Okay. Yes.
There you go.
I'm gonna
digging
try
Brandon?
to
Since
weave
we're not
that
allowed
into
to
the
teach
next
history
hour.
in schools anymore, we have to teach it on sports podcasts, on sports talk shows. What can I tell you?
You should-
DeSantis won't let us teach Black history in schools.
You should.
I got to do it
move
here. I
to,
apologize.
California.
Well,
It's not my
that
fault.
was made
Blame
from
DeSantis.
stone, right? The White House was made from stone, and they chipped it.
You should move to California, Dean. Then you can pay for
I
pay
lived there for
reparations.
5 years,
Yes.
Brandon. That's why you see my USC ID with a UCLA hat, right?
Yeah, that's
I've been there. Been
Yeah,
there,
you're-
done that.
You're a wonder, Dean. And anytime you want to be on the show, you're welcome to be on the show. Okay.
Thank you, Brandon.
All right.
Have a good
Dean,
summer, man.
You're awesome, bro. Let's go Mets.
All right.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah. Thanks for being on. We'll be back
Hey,
with the second
Blixx,
hour.
hold it down in the center of the state.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
let those
great.
Duke people get you down. They don't know nothing.
Commercials today.
All right.
Actually, we're going to start with a news story and then go into the commercials here. It's a
Go.
news story, but it is dog related, so don't be disappointed. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
And this is the fair use.
Oh, all commercials are under fair use.
That's because he tried to
This
switch
is really
seats
socially relevant, too.
with his dog after being pulled over on suspicion of DUI. Now, it happened in the small town of Springfield. That's in Colorado's southeastern corner. Springfield police say an officer pulled over a driver going 52 and a 30, and then the driver tried to switch seats with his dog. The dog had been in the passenger seat. They said they were trying to get from Las Animas to Pueblo, but got lost. Well, they were, because as you can see on the map, Springfield's in the other direction. The town's actually closer to Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico than it is to Pueblo. Police say there were also 2 sober people in the back seat, one of whom the actual owner of the car Springfield's police chief says he doesn't know why one of them wasn't driving. The driver, who they found in the passenger seat, was booked on several charges, as well as 2 prior warrants coming out of Pueblo. The other 2 passengers then took the car and the dog to Pueblo.
You're worried about the dog. I'm always worried about the dog. But that's bonkers. I mean, I have a dog that likes to drive, thinks he can drive, but come on.
Not every crime comes with a criminal mastermind. It seems like
no, it does not.
Depending on the status of the person who switched, the dog may have been a better driver.
The dog may have been the better driver.
So, but good to hear the update from Springfield, Colorado. Keep you posted on that.
The 2 people in the back seat. There's a lot more to that story.
Yeah,
I need to sort that one out at some point.
At least we know where Springfield is now. It's way down there.
Yes, we do.
Kansas and Oklahoma.
Yes, we do.
Commercial escrow is a little bit different than the residential. And not too many escrow companies take commercial transactions. And Lorraine, my daughter, she learned the commercial from A to Z. And she is the goddess of commercial escrow. And I'm not saying that because she's my daughter, because she is amazing. You cannot afford to make one little mistake in commercial. And commercial deals are very big, very important, because they call that, you do commercial? No, that's it. Then he never called that escrow company again. But you do commercial? Yes, come on in, we'll take care of you. We do hundreds a year because we keep going out and recruiting customers. We don't stop. And it's not really the quantity, it's the quality. And the quality that we do and give our clients generates more escrow transactions for us.
I'm loving it.
My name is Brandon S. Chabner. I am a sole owner and CEO of the law office of Brandon S. Chabner here in Hermosa Beach, and we do corporate law and estate planning and regulatory law. And I've been in business since 2007. Before that, I worked with various law firms in Southern California and also on the East Coast, and primarily focused on corporate law. I've been an attorney since 1990. Prior to law school, I went to Yale College and was a major in political science, graduated with distinction, magna cum laude honors there. After Yale College, I went to UCLA Law School, was on law review there, enjoyed that a lot. I went to Harvard Business School and got a degree there. I'd like to be their trusted advisor and help them understand and assess the legal risks relating to their business projects. Also, I can help them be more successful, I think, by helping them move in the direction that enables their deals to get done, and whilst at the same time mitigating business risk. But also, I can provide them both with legal advice and business advice.
Grab that Bud Light. Hormones wear off in 5 minutes.
What planet are you baddies from?
Planet Bud Light, where the doctors get your gender right.
So, do you use the men's or women's bathroom?
Neither. I have a litter box.
Introducing Whisker, the ultimate app for cats to expand their social circle.
Whisker, where feline love stories begin.
Say goodbye to the old-fashioned ways of cat mingling and say hello to Whisker.
The app that will revolutionize the way cats connect, whether it's for love or friendship.
Swipe right to unlock captivating conversations, or swipe left to discover a world of pawsome new friends. Whisker is your gateway to endless possibilities.
Whisker, the app that's rewriting the rules of feline connection, bringing you a perfect blend of love and friendship.
Capture those picture-perfect moments with your new furry companion. The camera loves you, and so does Whisker.
Whisker, bringing cats together one swipe at a time. Whisker.
So my name is Eric Sauve. I'm a paralegal with the law firm of Bran and Chadwin, and as a paralegal, I support Bran and Chadwin, the attorney of the firm. Primarily when it comes to trust, it's very important that trust document reflect the wishes of those that put it together. The trust is your instructions as to how you want your estate distributed and the instructions you're giving to your trustee to do that. A power of attorney allows a trusted person to take on your affairs while you're incapacitated. And in the state of California, if your estate is less than $165,000, then you don't need to have a trust. You can simply distribute those through a will. We just want to get this completed, make sure your wishes are taken care of, so the state of California is not in there taking their piece. You're not paying probate, and your beneficiaries get the most money possible in a tax-free or most tax-efficient manner possible. Having representation in place is incredibly important, and this ties back to the power of attorney, because there are going to be many times in your life where you're not going to be either able to attend for medical reasons, or perhaps emergencies happen in your life. Now you can exercise that power of attorney and someone else can represent you in your affairs, so you're free to be with your family.
Hey, Bing, it's Charles Barkley. Oh, how do I get this dang ball out of the sand trap? Go on. Oh, help me talk trash to myself so I play better. You had the finesse of a bull in a china shop. You had the charisma of a wet mop. You should change your name to Charles Bogey. That's funny. Let's try this. Show me a picture of Charles Barkley winning the golf tournament, as if a child drew it. Wow, definitely look like a child drew it, but I look good.
Я будильник на 9 поставила.
Молодец. А теперь выключи его. Завтра воскресенье.
Завтра же дел много. Еще на выборы надо успеть.
На выборы собралась, ишь ты. Кто без тебя там не выберут. Кандидаты завтра вечером рыдать будут, крокодили слезы лить. Ой, Люсенька, не пришла, не проголосовала. Как же мы теперь без ее голоса поймем, кто у нас президентом будет? Я сказал, выключи будильник, сейчас же, политик. Спим завтра.
Товарищ, откройте дверь!
Кого ж черт принес, а? Вас разорвало всех.
Здравия желаю.
Здравствуйте.
Генерал Бойко. Пришли забирать вас в армию.
Какую армию? Мне 52 года.
Отлично. Призывной возраст подняли до 60.
Кто поднял?
Как кто? Президент? Вы же сами за него голосовали.
Да ни за кого я не голосовал. До свидания, дядя.
Пап, дай мне 4 миллиона. Мне в школе на охрану сдать надо.
Подожди, сынок, сейчас я у мамы спрошу.
Пап.
Еще форма какая-то дебильная. Люсь, Так. Это что еще за хрен?
Я вообще-то гей на передержке.
Кто?
Ну ты чего? Сегодня по закону любая семья должна брать гея на передержку, тех, которых партнер оставил. Ну, неделя осталась. Если он никого не найдет себе в пару, тогда тебе придется с ним быть.
Закон есть закон. Послушайте, мне кажется, нам нужно с вами очень серьезно поговорить.
Я пытаюсь тебя понять, понимаешь? Я пытаюсь с тобой поговорить.
Внимание! Количество посещений туалета ограничено. Внимание! Количество посещений туалета.
Дай мне 4 миллиона, мне не надо.
Молодец!
Закон надо соблюдать, закон нельзя
Ой, такая хрень приснится. Ты прикинь?
Вот ты не бойся, я тебя успокою. Блин, ты чего? Чё, на выборы вставай быстрее, чё? А то поздно будет. Давай, Люка, давай!
Oh, not yet, not yet. And we're back. Welcome back to the second half of the Chav Dog Sports Talk Show every Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Starting precisely at 10 a.m. We were this morning to around noonish here from our studios in beautiful and cloudy Hermosa Beach, California, where June gloom continues into July.
Yeah.
And for the foreseeable
this
future.
This better burn off, man, because this is the Sunday of 4th of July weekend. We gotta have some primo weather here.
You know, I haven't fired up the grill yet. I got a great Weber kettle, and I haven't fired it up once yet for months. I'm just waiting for that great hot day to come around where it's so hot, and it's going to be hot like till 10 o'clock at night, and it just hasn't happened.
Let me know, man. I want to come over and have some of those pork chops.
Pork
Steaks.
chops, steak. We'll have some ribs and some chicken. I mean, I'll be working on that thing for hours. And hopefully, maybe the 4th. 4th might be able to pull that off. We'll see. That's Tuesday, though.
Yeah.
And, hey, we got Blixx.
We got Blixx back. Well, Blixx, did you like
his video,
like our North Carolina
Yeah, what do you
friend?
think of that guy, Blixx? Turn your mic on. Oh, no? You're just going to go video only? You show your mic off. Oh, he has no voice. Okay. Very good. Well, we can see him. Yeah, I guess that's the problem. He really wanted to respond. Yeah, he had to listen to all of that Notre Dame smack, and he couldn't say shit about it. What a shame.
You'll have to save it up for next show, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have him back on one day.
Well, but before we get into the racing update, I just want to put in a word for my Red Sox. They won another game. They've won 2 games in a row now, so they're at 500. And, they have some Japanese players, Abe. They have a couple of good Japanese players.
Couple?
Yeah. Nice. So they could make some noise. They have Justin Turner from the Dodgers. They got him.
Yes.
Redbeard.
Yep.
He looks good in the Red Sox uniform.
I'm sure the Dodger fans aren't happy, but he does. But he does get applause when he does go to Dodger Stadium. You know, he's been with the organization for a long time, and Dodger fans seem to be really nice to him. And they still, give him a big round of applause when they call out his name. So
yeah, well, he's a big part of that World Championship.
Part of their history, and I'm glad he's doing well with the Red Sox.
And Texas Rangers are having a good year. We got to mention that they're in first place, and they got a couple of guys in the All-Star game, and their shortstop and their second baseman, and they got some pitching. So. Maybe that'll actually last. I didn't think it would, but Houston's kind of fumbling around in the AL West. And what else?
They'll cheat some more.
In Dallas, Texas.
I will say that the Angels have,
Angels had flashes.
4-game losing streak. They had.
Right, they're getting their asses handed to them by the Diamondbacks lately.
And the agony of defeat.
Yeah, that's another story.
That's a whole different story.
Which a lot of people don't know about. Like, can you name 3 players on the Diamondbacks?
No.
I can't either. Somebody named Fletcher is having a good year. But
Holy dog shit!
I don't know. How's that happening?
Bueller.
That's like a smoke and a mirror.
Bueller.
Well, and they were able to really put really slap the Angels down.
Yeah.
Hello.
I will say that the Diamondbacks are for me, I feel like I could see them in the playoffs.
Help is on the way.
I can see them actually doing something.
Dodgers still are pretty loaded.
Yeah, they are.
Just haven't gotten rolling yet.
No.
Currently they're
Do you know?
in second place, but they were in third place.
You know where Kenley Jansen went? To the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
another one.
Kenley's Jansen.
Kenley.
He went to the
All of them. There's multiple Kenleys. Oh.
He's their closer now.
I lied.
Hail Mary, full of grace. Makes me nervous, that guy. But
yeah, he made the Dodgers fans nervous too.
Hey guys, before we get to the racing segment, if you can hear me.
Blixx back. Oh, with audio now too.
Okay, before we get to the racing segment, Abe's mic's not on. You can hear him through y'all's mics, but his mic is not on.
Thank you very much. You are correct. Now we can hear you loud and clear. And thank you.
So
damn it, I had a lot of good bits there.
Abe's participation last hour was not participation.
No, you can still hear you. You can still hear you clearly.
Oh,
but it was like it was echoing off the walls.
It was coming in. Yeah, you were just getting our
your mic's not working.
You were getting off our mics. Okay, at least it wasn't. At least you could hear them.
Well,
now you can hear them.
Yeah, look, I can hear myself. This is great.
Blixx, I do want your opinion on the Atlanta Braves. Are they really the second best or best team in the league this year?
Well, through the month of June, I would say they're the best team in the league right now. I forget what game I was watching. What was it, 2 nights ago? Yeah, it was 2 nights ago. And one team has 53 home runs as a team this season. The Braves hit 61 in the month of June alone. And then they came out last night and put a 6 spot up on the Marlins in the first inning. They're destroying everybody. It doesn't matter who you throw out there. They are just killing everybody. And if they keep it up, who's going to stop them? There's nobody to stop them. So maybe, just maybe, the All-Star break, they will actually cool off and they'll level out. But the Braves are going to win the NL East. And right now, I have the Braves against the Tampa Bay Rays in the World Series, with the Braves winning in 6.
Giggity, 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 let's have sex.
The guys that are doing the most damage in that lineup are Acuna, right? And who's the other guy? Who's the other big hitter?
Acuna and Albies. They are just destroying it. And they're 1-2 in that line.
Yeah. Yeah. Acuna's having an amazing year. He's got over 20 homers and over 35 stolen bases or something. Unheard of. Before the All-Star break, I don't know if that's ever been done. So, yeah, I pretty much agree with you. I don't like the Braves,
nuts.
but I gotta admit
you can't throw anybody out there. Maybe you need to throw a left fielder into pitching just to throw them off. Have those nice 60-mile-an-hour fastballs thrown at them just to throw them off, because it doesn't matter. The guys that are throwing 88-mile-an-hour fastballs or the guys that are throwing 102-mile-an-hour fastballs, they're crushing everything.
Yeah. The only thing that can hurt the Braves now is if they take their name away. Waiting for that to happen.
I mean, I guess that's it, brother.
Their name.
Good point. Good point. Well, they did it to the Redskins. They did it to the Indians. So why not the Braves?
Become the Atlanta baseball
and
team.
Then why not the Chiefs?
There you go.
Oh, yeah, it's coming
the
in
Atlanta baseball team.
Yeah, the Atlanta baseball team. The New York Metropolitans.
That'll be the end of the world.
It's coming.
Okay.
It was predicted.
Well, on that somber note, let's go to the racing update.
Okay, this will pick us all up here.
Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone.
I'm gonna be chasing Dorothy.
He's gaining on you, so you better look alive. He's busy revving up the powerful high. And when the odds are against him and there's dangerous work to do, bet your life's Speed Racer. See it through. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go! He's up and flying as he guns a car around the track. He's jamming down the pedal like he's never coming back. Adventure's waiting just ahead. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go!
Go!
All right. Dog Racing with Abe Miranda. Abe.
Brought to you by Escrow Quick and the law offices of Brandon S. Chapner.
You are absolutely
Those
correct.
we have to, you know what? I gotta always thank your sponsors, especially in the NASCAR segment, because that's what we do in NASCAR.
NASCAR's full of sponsors.
It's full of sponsors. Let's talk a little bit about last week's race. That was fun. That was the Nashville race. We said it was in Lebanon. Not Lebanon.
Lebanon's in the Middle East.
Lebanon. And we did have chalk. The chalk was Ross Chastain. Dorothy picked Ross Chastain, and Blixx got the chalk on Ross Chastain.
All right,
and guess who won the race?
The chalk.
Ross Chastain.
Right.
so big shout out to Dorothy and Blixx, just for going with the chalk, I guess. And
did that lift Blixx out of last place, Abe?
Well, that's a good question. We'll get to.
I'm afraid to ask for your sake.
I'm afraid of my. Yes, this thing is interesting, but Chastain basically dominated the majority of the race. There were times that he fell back, but he came through. He just led. He just did good.
And
he had a fast car.
She just picked that out of the air, man. I don't know how she does it. She's a wonder.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that generally she picks Kyle Larson, and in this case, she just
not last week.
She saw Ross Chastain, and she had that tickle in her NASCAR pickle. So, it is what it is. So
okay, so what are the updated standings now?
Let's talk about updated standings. So the updated standings is with Dorothy and Blixx. Let's talk about the standings. We have in the lead still. We have PD. She is Dorothy Dawn. She got 19 points with
got a lead on.
Just killing us.
Yeah.
And then followed by Chab Dog, who has 13 points. So second place. So
she's out of sight now.
She's got a pretty.
She's got a 6-game lead on me.
You can see her taillights. You can still see her taillights.
We just need a bump in her taillights, maybe a little
We'll
bit.
see if she can. You guys see the brake light next.
All right, and in third place is everybody else. Everybody else is in third place with 9 points. So myself, Well-Read, Blixx.
We only have 9 points.
We all have 9 points.
I only have 9
I
points.
thought you had more than that.
It's understandable that I'm sitting there because I've not been a part of the show that much during this racing season.
Yeah.
Everybody else at 9 points? Wow.
Isn't that great? So you're relevant again.
All that's
Blixx.
Blixx is relevant.
Blixx, you're
not
doing that bad.
All
brother.
that neglect.
You're not doing that bad.
Not that bad at all.
He's
all that neglect, taking the chalk, and I still have 9 points tied for third. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I mean, and sometimes the numbers just work that way.
You're
says the number.
Right now.
Yes.
What?
What happened to Miller?
Where's the natty?
Where's the natties?
Where's what? Yeah. What's the Miller Lite?
No,
natty?
no, man. See, the Mets pissed me off in June, and Store Clubhouse pissed me off yesterday. They didn't have natural light, so it's Miller time.
Miller time. Okay.
It is a good beer.
Supply, with supply chain issues.
Yeah, somebody's jerking your supply chain. Okay.
Attention, everybody! Attention!
And this is being played under fair use.
Full scale riot here.
For historical reference, actually, and we're going to break this down because do a little film class here. This is set in American City, obviously. But this is filmed in Toronto, Canada.
The police academy.
I'm going to show you some
If
of
you
the
do not
scenes here.
disperse immediately, my men and I will have to arrest you. You have 5 seconds to move away. 5, 4, 3, 2.
See, that's what we need to do to Dorothy's lead.
Yeah.
We just got to overturn her car. This is us chasing Dorothy. And this is, who's this, JP?
He's a little taller.
That's a big man. That is a big man.
Working at Flower Shop, of course.
And it's not Ed Too Tall. It's Bubba Smith.
Yeah, I was thinking Ed Too Tall. But it's
Speak of the She-Devil.
Yeah, I literally just got on while you.
Oh, Dorothy's on.
What?
Oh, here she is.
See, Dorothy knows when to come on. She's like, "Oh, it's the racing segment. Let me just give some more points."
I can't let my record go. So, oh my gosh, last night was horrible.
What happened?
My purse was stolen.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
How'd that happen?
We were just we're ready to go up to the room. It was like 3 a.m. We were watching some little Kentucky Derby race thing, like a little new game where you bet on the horses that go around. And we were talking to these people from Louisville, and this guy comes up behind us and was like, "Anybody got a cigarette? I need a cigarette." And the Louisville people were like, "Yeah, always friends. We always give." And he was like, "I'm so sorry, I don't have any money." And they're like, "We always give cigarettes in our house." And they gave us. I was like, "That is so nice." And then, like a minute later, I looked for my bag, gone.
Oh.
And most likely it was him or he had a friend coming. It was just down by my my feet. You know,
so you
I
were
was
sitting
going to
down?
search for my bag.
You were sitting down.
I was
and
sitting down. It was down by my feet on the left side.
Holy.
And I had my Louis Vuittons, my most beautiful red bottom Louis Vuitton shoes with the crystals that cost me $4,000 in there. I had my wallet. And he's been to Hooters trying to use my Discover card. He's been to another place using my credit cards. He got like a couple of thousand out of one of my banks. Like, yeah, this is like, I mean, just nuts. I mean, we were up till 5 calling the companies. And Wells Fargo gave us like the worst customer service ever. They don't believe it's me. So they won't do anything yet. So I got to wait until Monday to go into a branch because they don't believe it's me.
Did he get your phone?
Yeah. So that number is out, the 310. Like, I just have my 949 number now, so I'll have to give you guys my...
Okay, so that's
sorry.
You didn't send us a porno. Text us a porno this morning. Okay.
Wait,
porno.
what?
What are you talking about?
Dorothy D. Yeah, Dorothy D's. Yeah,
Wait, what?
you texted all this really hot porn. I was going to ask you all about. Hey, that's really great.
Oh yeah,
Hey!
yeah. That wasn't her. That wasn't her.
No, that's not her. Obviously.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
I should reply then.
Yeah, he has my phone, and that's the other problem. Wells Fargo's like, "Well, we'll send you a thing to your phone." I go, "My phone was in the purse."
A dual identification mechanism thing.
We're gonna send you a text. Yeah,
to the phone that's stolen. To the same person that has it. And
gone.
If you don't have your phone, you're fucked.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, like yeah. Like, how am I supposed to answer that?
Yeah, that's why they're like, that's why they're like, we don't believe it's you. I'm like, my purse was stolen. And then they were like, when's the last time you used your card? I'm like, I haven't used it here. My boyfriend's been paying for everything. It's our anniversary. And they're like, oh, that's why we don't believe it's you, because it has been used. I'm like, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
She's like, you used it on a dirty strip club. Yeah. So that is not you, Dorothy.
You were in the Peppermint Rhino. we were using what were you doing with it there, ma'am?
Spearmint Rhino.
Spearmint Rhino.
Get your mints correct.
Oh, sorry.
Ha, we caught you. You were at the Gentleman's Club.
They used to be a client of one of my law firms.
Are you really a woman?
Client. This is a business matter.
I know that place.
This is a business matter.
I know that place really well.
Okay.
Well, I hate to. Yeah, I did pull that because I just got done taking some education on being appropriate with LBGQ, all that.
Getting your
and
pronouns
so this
right.
lady, this Wells Fargo lady kept going, ma'am. I go, how do you know I'm a ma'am?
Oh, it's like, how dare you? How dare you address me?
Because they've seen you on Chap Dog.
Yes.
That ain't no man.
How do you know?
Okay.
Huh?
That's a dude.
Jeez.
I just
Holy-
was so irritated
crap.
at the moment.
Well,
Holy dog shit.
you gotta, Dorothy. You gotta be more careful. You gotta start using one of those, fanny pack type purses. Maybe where you put it inside your shirt or something. I don't know.
I'll show you.
That's what
Here,
JP
Abe's-
said.
Abe's going to demonstrate for
Abe's
us.
he can demonstrate how you should,
I think your salvation lies in getting a gun, plant it in the small of your back, and anyone fucks with you, you just like flash them.
I just,
your piece of
first
chrome.
of all,
You have a man purse? What is this?
Truly, I mean, it sucks. I hate the fact that they walked away with so much stuff. I mean, it's just absolute tragedy. So I feel for you, and if you need anything, reach out to us. Okay. Because I know that's a really sucky experience.
Yeah, I know.
And especially in a place where there's a lot of cameras, where you think it's kind of secure. Like, if somebody's going to steal something, there's so many cameras inside a casino. You would think maybe I shouldn't steal something here because
it's for their
it
own
could really
benefit.
see me.
It's for their own benefit,
But
not yours.
it's it's the sign of the times. People are so desperate, they're even willing to go and do all this. And so anyway.
He's like that in Vegas.
So show us your special.
So I just carry this bag. This is a fronty, and I just kind of keep it right here.
That says
with me.
This is the new fashion.
So it's kind of it's basically the front backpack, and I don't 'cause, it's the fronty. Not the backy, the fronty.
Yes.
You
carry a child in that.
This is what I do.
It's a tummy pack.
It's my hot dog papoose.
It's not a man purse, but it's a tummy pack.
I saw you. I saw a picture of it when you were in France.
What's that?
Because I saw a picture of it when you were in France.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's what you really do. I mean, I when I'm in Europe, I like to keep my wallet in the front pockets here,
Yes.
I want to make sure that the stuff is in front of me and not behind me.
Right.
Also, what I do is, I try not to leave my phone on the counter or on my table out because somebody could put like a newspaper down. Hey, do you see something? And then try to swipe the phone while they're talking to you, and next thing you know, they're taking
This
off.
guy was good because they didn't even know that the purse was stolen for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Again, sometimes it's two people that are involved.
Yeah.
It's not one.
Yeah,
one person that does the distracting, that gets the eyes off the prize.
Yeah,
and then there's somebody else that's coming in. Or sometimes they take it, but they got a buddy that they can do a lateral to. And now the lateral guy is running out of the place with it. And so if you try to stop the guy who you think it is, they're like, hey, I don't have anything because they already handed it off to, to the partner.
That's true. Because we went running. Like we looked on the Find My iPhone on JP right away because he can always see where my phone is, out of just because we do that. It's not because we're like nervous of where each other is. And we saw it. It was running across Tropicana.
Okay.
Or two, right, Boo? Or no, to Tropicana Resort, right?
Oh.
And so we went speeding out. Like I felt like I was on a movie.
Yes.
We were like running.
Yes. Yes. In
We
Vegas.
were like running. I seriously felt like I was on a movie.
We're gonna get this guy. We're gonna run him down.
I was like, I didn't even wait for like the.
So now where are
thing
they?
to church.
So they're running to Tropicana.
Do you know where they are now?
No, we didn't. I didn't think he made church this morning.
No.
Does it still track
we
it
were
now?
about to. It was 5 a.m. I'm like, oh, we should just go praise God right now and be like, Lord,
track him.
Please bring our purse back. But no, they turned the phone off, of course. After they come to their senses. I mean, that happened pretty quick. I don't know how much time was in between, when they took it and my purse was gone, but we caught him in time that we saw it running away, like at Tropicana.
Wow.
and JP and me, we had never seen us run so fast. We were like in a movie. I felt like J-Lo in like one of her blue whatever like shows. Like I was like,
And with A-Rod.
Damn it! You should have gone to the Padres game.
She's in a much better mood than I'd be in if this happened.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I gotta hand
No,
it to
she's. You know what? She's doing a great job. I think we're the ones who are keeping her happy right now because I know that's a very shitty experience and for anybody, and especially when you're trying to celebrate your anniversary. It's a special day. It's a special moment, and you don't want this crap to overshadow, what it is that you're really there for. It's sometimes it just doesn't.
All right,
work
well,
out that way,
make her feel better with.
Well, I mean, you are
update.
leading in our NASCAR segment, so I can give you 4,000 points there.
Yes.
You're gonna give her free points.
We'll give her some. We'll give her some free points.
On top of that, as well.
At
least she won. At least that's your winner in NASCAR.
You are the winner of NASCAR.
She wants to earn it. She wants to earn it.
I mean, honestly, I like. You don't have to wear $4,000 Louis Vuitton shoes. I mean, Converse and Vans are cool.
Louis Vuitton.
She's in Vegas.
And
it's okay.
He's just been amazing. He surprised me with like a dress. He bought me a beautiful dress here. It's so pretty. I haven't had a nice dress like that for a long time. He's just been a little bundle of joy. So
yeah.
We've had like a really nice
happy anniversary, and why don't you finish your update, Abe?
So let's go to this.
Okay, pardon me. Sorry to distract.
No.
We want to hear this story.
And thank you for sharing that with us. And either there's a lesson in here to be learned. It's something that we all.
I don't even trust these guys. You know what I'm saying? I got my own stuff here.
Yeah, he's wearing it.
I'm like, I don't even trust these guys.
But it's I'm sure it's a very surreal experience to be in, and I appreciate the surrealness of it, and then your own reaction to these things, to realize what's really puts in perspective what's really important in your life, and the lesson that God's teaching us every day, and this is just another part of that, and it's not what happens, it's how you react to it with your own class and dignity as I know,
the other
we know you have.
The other thing,
as you're displaying right here, because as Chap Dog said a moment ago, I'm not sure I'd be in such a good mood as you were. And look at her, you're shining. This is beautiful.
There's a reason why they call the Jewish crosses wallet, watch, and testicles. And if I ever lose my wallet, it's the nakedest feeling of all time.
Oh yeah, you do go kind of berserk for a moment.
It's shitty, but I hope some of the things just keep in mind is you could file a police report. There's cameras inside the casino. They can look at those cameras, especially since what they stole seems like it was really, really valuable and there was a lot of money there. It's something that you can follow up with. You do.
They're reviewing it. We probably will go file a police report now, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
you have to.
I mean, I'm not sure if you have a. You could file a police report, and then at least you have that as well. So.
Okay, well, don't feel bad. At least it wasn't $100,000. So.
Exactly. Yeah, it could have been worse.
No, just $5 bill in there. That's all.
Okay. Yeah.
He's probably frustrated with my credit cards because they're.
Well, the good news is with credit cards, they'll be able to, you'll be with the police report as well. You'll be able to show them that this is me, and even though they charge you $1 billion, even though I called, I'm not on the hook for any of it.
My driver's license was not my passport. Thank God.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, your brand new passport.
Oh, geez.
We're really see.
That's a pretty long process.
It could have sucked worse.
Yeah, the passport sucks, dude.
Could have sucked worse.
Speaking of passport, I put in for my application for a passport. Obviously, took forever to get there, and then when it finally got there, I was good enough to open it up and look at every page in my passport to make sure it was okay, and I found that one of the pages was torn in half.
Oh.
In my passport. So then I had to fill out a whole freaking letter with all this information. Felt like I was getting jerked around like Wells Fargo here. I had to send the passport and the letter back to where they were, and it took another several weeks for me to get a new passport. So Weber tip of the day, when you do get your new passport, go through every page and make sure it isn't damaged, because otherwise you're going to have problems trying to get back into the country if you leave with it.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
That is true.
Really,
All right.
getting back in. If I'm an American citizen, no one's giving me any problem.
Yeah.
I drive a Subaru. No one says anything when I drive across.
Is there
the border.
is there a race this week?
Yes.
It's getting angsty.
You know what? We're going to have a really cool race this week. Not only an awesome race, we're going to have an amazing race. And the reason I say that is because in the first time in the 75-year history of NASCAR, we're having a street race in Chicago, middle Chicago.
Wow. Oh, it is in Chicago. That's right.
Yes.
With all the smoke and the heat.
This is going to be a street race.
That's why we showed the riot clip. Oh, that's right.
This is going to be. This is like watching an F1 race. Like, this is what.
These are the NASCAR drivers after they get into a wreck.
Oh, it's going to be like that, probably, because that's a pretty tight
I love
street
this
race.
scene. They think they're so protected, and then get to the end of the fence.
They're going to be racing here, right? This is made to look like Chicago.
You guys, JP actually picked this up for you in the casinos.
Oh, what?
And
Xfinity. So we could actually do a bet on the NASCAR today. This week?
If we send the money.
Well, we'll send her money.
Because they had to travel.
You want to just put up $100 on your pick? I mean, you're gonna win, so might as well, right?
That's right. We should.
I think
we'll just do whatever you do.
You know what? That's
we'll
a
bet
good
whatever
idea.
you want. Exactly.
You know what? Let's see here. Speaking of,
yeah,
I have it right here, Dorothy. $100.
You want to make some?
Let's
let's make some quick bucks here.
Ben Franklin.
Yeah, we'll send it. We'll send it to you. Wait, no.
What are the best odds on there, Dorothy? What do you like?
So, is it the first guy that's listed as number one?
Well,
plus
if you go down,
425?
it says Xfinity. You
Cole
probably need the
Custer is
NASCAR Cup Series.
he's the chalk, right?
You need the NASCAR
Yep.
Cup Series because those are all Xfinity races. I think that one was yesterday.
That's not NASCAR.
Oh,
It's NASCAR, but
yesterday.
it's there's three different types of races that NASCAR
Because we're
has.
not interested in the minor leagues.
They do Xfinity and Craftsman Truck.
Yeah.
And we're not in this.
We just do the Cup Series.
Yeah.
We just focus on the Cup Series for NASCAR segment. But
Okay,
you would
got
need the
it.
sheet that
Pardon
says
us.
the NASCAR Cup Series, and then you would have the betting odds for today's race.
Well,
Yeah, now you know from Abe Morata how to bet. Because there are different.
Well, good to know.
Under NASCAR, this is a little wrinkle here you got to get used to. It's like NASCAR is like show up at the NFL, and it's just one game. There's different segments. The same NASCAR team will do different. They'll do trucks. They'll do a mud race. They'll do things that look like go-karts, and they'll do the NASCAR as well. And they'll do it all in the same weekend.
Who's
put on a big show.
the chalk?
Choose the points too.
Well, that's a good question. So we're looking at
Onwards.
just a couple things I wanted to talk about the NASCAR, the Chicago course.
Here's a look at it.
This is a 2-mile course. It weaves through Grant Park area of Chicago.
To the south side.
It's a 12-turn course with the front straight passing right by Lake Michigan on Lake Shore Drive.
I think somebody sent me a picture of this track, this course. One of my Chab Dog people,
Nice.
Yvonne, and you know when you look at the way this thing looks, it looks like a little dog.
No,
it's
Kinda
bingo.
looks like a little dog.
It's bingo.
Little bingo course.
Little bingo. It's going to be a big deal in Chicago because it's just they've never done this before, and they're going to have a music festival on top of it. They're going to have the Chainsmokers and Miranda Lambert there.
Miranda.
Yeah, so it's a big. It's just going to be a really huge.
Who's going to do the check?
Fourth
Who's
of
going to
July.
wave the flag? Who's
I don't
gonna
know.
start
Hopefully,
it?
it's
The
not
green
Venus
flag?
Williams.
Maybe it'll be Joe Biden.
You'd be like, "I'm a red race."
Lori Lightfoot.
Lori Lightfoot.
Yeah.
So this is going to be 100 laps. It's 220 miles.
What
but
kind of
it's a
refreshments are they
100
serving
lapper.
there? Beetlejuice?
This is going to be really fun. The only thing that's kind of weird is that it looks very similar to an F1 course. You know, F1 has a lot of
That's
street
the
courses.
I like that.
It's got the same F1 vibe, almost like IndyCar.
They're kind of going through the city.
Yeah, going through the streets. You know, you could see the traffic lights and
flower stands.
because you're really going through. You're going
billboards.
through the streets.
Except
you know,
it's not Monaco. It's the south side of Chicago.
It's Chicago, baby.
In the smoke from all the wood fires blowing down from Canada. So
Yeah,
air
it's gonna
advisories
be
are going,
smoky.
and
The
it's super
smoky
hot.
race.
It's
The
on
smoky
lake, and the humidity
220.
is just going to melt you. So
Sounds very toasty.
you melted, and you can't breathe because all the particulate
Smoky
in the air.
220.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna
respirators.
be a lot of fun. Actually, I'm actually.
Well, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay, so who are the drivers we have to pick from?
Well, so qualifying is already done. I will say that I did watch some qualifying, and some of the cars, I think like Chase Elliott, he hit a wall and they spun out on this course. There was a few accidents on qualifying
Already.
Yeah, I mean it's different because these are tight turns and the walls are kind of narrow. So if you don't do it early enough, you could maybe hit the wall, or if you're too soon, you could hit something.
So there could be a lot of accidents.
I think there could be a lot of accidents in this race because a couple things. One, this is the first time they've had a street course. So none of the drivers are well experienced in this kind of racing in a NASCAR car. So the course is not open where you can, if you come off the track a little bit, you go into the grass and then you can recover. There's no grass, it's walls. So if you miss the turn, you're going to hit the wall. You're not going to go into the open grass that you find in or traditional road courses.
This sounds like a complete mess to me.
It's going to be the spin out 220.
They're going to be drivers fighting.
Yeah, it's there's no room for error. You're gonna hit the wall, boys.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about
crapshoot.
Qualifying.
Who's got skills at tight end?
So
That's a close.
To give you some perspective, the top speed is 89 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
I know.
But you got 12 turns. The problem is you got 12 turns, and by the time you
But
accelerate,
who wants to watch an 89 mile an hour race?
It'll be faster on the straightaway.
well,
I guess it's all relative,
I don't
Somebody's
know
going
what
to be
tell
leading.
you. I
If they're all
don't know
crashing
what
out,
to say.
keep wiping out.
It's like it's like F1. You go and then you go.
Sounds like PCH.
That's the race. You're making a turn. Anyways, that's about it.
Oh, look, we can see Dorothy's ceiling.
There's a stain.
You are so funny. You got JP and me laughing over here.
Don't you have mirrors on the ceiling, Dorothy?
And pink champagne on ice.
Where's the mirrors on the ceiling?
And where's the pink champagne on ice?
I had that in Vegas. Mirrors on the ceiling is great.
I left my own
The
device.
mirror on the ceiling. Nice.
We left our own device.
Woo! You see, Dorothy, this thing just went right off the track.
The view from 15 feet can be quite stimulating.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Quite.
Anyway,
Riding.
so let's talk about who's
Oh,
doing.
yeah, back to NASCAR.
So let's talk about who's doing okay, who did great. Again, I mean, the leader could easily eat the wall, so keep that in mind. Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, these are the Toyota teams. Not bad. So it looks like the Toyotas are doing okay for this race. Shane Van Gisbergen from Trackhouse Racing is number 3. Shane Van Gisbergen.
Is he Jewish?
Gisbergen?
I don't know. Like,
I mean,
he's got
Berg in
this
his name.
is not the guy we've been talking about
Ever.
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah,
We don't talk about Shan Van Gisbergen.
Danger.
So number 3, Chris Bell.
Oh, Christopher Bell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ring my bell. Another Toyota, by the way. Daniel Suarez, number 5.
Dirty Suarez.
Chevy. Michael McDowell in a Ford comes in 6. Kyle Larson, number 5 and 7. Jensen Button in number 8.
Jensen.
Joey Logano, number 9. And our 10th driver to start today will be AJ Allmendinger. So that's your top 10 racers for today's cool Chicago street race. But
All right.
I see a lot of crashes.
Who are you going to put your money on, Dorothy, to win it back? Win back that $5.
We got to win the $5, Dorothy.
Elliott.
Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott.
Wow.
But you said
He's
he
not
was
even in the top
He was
10.
he was in an accident.
Well, he wasn't in an accident in qualifying, but that doesn't mean that they got a backup car.
Okay, so where is he starting?
Well, that's a good question. Chase Elliott is not starting in the top 10, and he is starting in number 26.
Oh my God, she really thinks she knows what she's doing.
Look. There could be a lot of accidents up front of the pack, and then Chase Elliott ends up winning this race.
This will just add to her legend if this happens.
Just be like, yeah. But I will tell you, the odds in Vegas for Chase Elliott starting on 26 is probably pretty good.
Yeah, you should maybe get 5 to 1 on that.
Maybe get
maybe
a good,
10 to 1.
I mean, if you feel good on Chase Elliott,
5 anyway.
Should look at how much he's going for before the race starts. But what I normally do, again, my strategy with NASCAR is I like to split the pot. If I got $100, I'm not going to put $100 on one driver. I'm going to put $20 on 5 drivers.
You're gonna spread the joy around.
So everybody wins.
It's not that everybody wins. I mean,
all the horses
5.
play.
Kind of like a roulette bet, you know.
It's just you put your money in one. I mean, unless you feel like super confident. Like last week was a good example. Ross Chastain had a fast car. Ross Chastain was in the pole position. Hey, I'm gonna put my $100 on Ross Chastain because he's doing good in qualifying, and then he wins the race. Well, that's a big W for you. So if you're positive, then you can do it that right. But for me, I just
positive.
Like in this race, you got accidents. These are not experienced drivers in street courses. It's the first time they've done it. It's new to everybody. There could be a lot of wipeouts. It's hard to just say, hey, I'm going to go with Denny Hamlin because he's got the fastest car and he's going to do great. Yeah, but what if somebody bumps him on a turn and the next thing you know, Denny Hamlin's on the wall because it's such a confined race track.
All right, well,
that's just my strategy.
I guess I got to go next, right?
Sure.
Chase Elliott.
I had a strong feeling for Christopher Bell, so I'm just going to go with that.
That's a good one.
And let's see how that works out for me. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
2 down.
This one's for me. I'm just gonna go with in this race. I think I'm gonna go with the chalk. I feel like yes, he has got a fast car. Obviously, Denny Hamlin's doing at least the best out of everybody in qualifying. I think, in my opinion, he's probably got the best chance to be on the podium if nothing takes him out. So it's all going to be kind of up in the air for this race, but I'm going to go with, well, he's proven it in qualifying. So let's go with Denny Hamlin.
Ham and eggs for Abe Miranda.
Abe's getting desperate. He's just going with the chalk.
Down with the swine.
I got nothing.
Why even do anything else?
I mean, why? Yeah. I'm already with the chalk. Look at Blixx. I'm with Blixx.
He's eating pork.
All right.
I'm just doing
we
chalk.
know Blixx is getting the chalk.
Where is he?
Blixx, are you still there?
He's gone.
Good Lord.
I think we lost him.
What about you, Eric?
I know a plant when I see one. That name we never heard of, Mr. Von Schmifflin. That kid was
Eric's
number 3.
Gonna go with the Jewish driver. Okay.
He's gonna go.
That funny name. Read the
number
3. Yeah, let's hear that name again.
He's gonna go with Shane Van Gisbergen.
Yes, Shane Van Gisbergen.
Yeah.
Because he must be like some hired
Actually,
driver.
he's Shane. It's probably Irish or something.
He's a hired driver.
Sounds European,
They brought him
actually.
in here because they got this tight end circuits. They brought in a specialist. He's like a plumber. He's going to clean all his pipes and get through and clean everyone else's pipes by winning this thing.
All right.
And then at 9, that would put me at 12, right?
That, if you wanted, yes, you would be.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch, dude.
And you guys have 15?
Yeah, no.
I have 13.
Striking distance.
You can't even catch me if you get this right, so.
No.
Don't get too excited. And Dorothy's blowing your doors off with 19, so she's 10 points ahead of you. You're still getting beaten up, beaten to shreds like they did in did the baseball team in
uniforms here in their pinstripes. This is
Warriors.
This is 78, the Warriors. Yeah. I was just fascinated by this as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as a kid, as 11, as an adolescent, a young adolescent.
That's what's happening to the New York Mets lately.
They didn't win a single series the entire month.
So why don't we play for Dorothy? Dorothy, you want to hear some? You want to hear some Sparky Anderson?
Oh yeah.
We got some Detroit Tigers clip from the 1984 World Series. I thought you'd like.
Yeah, that would make us happy.
Yeah, that'll make you happy. And we'll play the Celtics clip too. I want to hear the intro to that Game 7. Like, put me in a good mood for today. But this is a famous exchange that Sparky Anderson had with Kirk Gibson to get him incentivized to hit the home run.
Yeah, I love that Padres uniform, by the way.
Oh, it's classic.
I really feel like they should go back to that. Maybe just have a different cap.
You mean you're talking about striking him out? Yeah. We don't want to walk you. We don't want to walk
you. Smile.
Yeah, look at that.
You probably remember that, right? Into the short porch in right field.
Yeah.
Poor Dick Williams losing the other one. They didn't want to walk.
Buddy Sparky definitely got the last laugh. Gibson's homer made it 8-4, and 1 inning later, the Tigers wrapped up the series. As for us, our laughs are just about up. But thanks for coming down on the field and hearing baseball from the inside. Before we go,
1984.
That's awesome.
Nice, huh?
Yeah.
That's a good memory for sure.
There you go. And this is a good memory for me.
Well, just the sound when you heard the sound.
Yeah. This is how NBA games should be opened. This is a great opening.
World NBA World Championship.
Dramatic 7th game. In 1962 and 66, Bill Russell kept lighting Red Auerbach cigar. And in 69, the Celtics and Don Nelson kept getting the bounce.
Yes. Very historical use.
Tonight, a new set of heroes
Very
waits in the wing.
Use again.
That was the best.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
They should just use
graphic
the.
Is so prehistoric. It's fantastic.
But they should just use the music and then do something new and modern. But just keep the same music.
The music is just killer.
It's the music, I mean, I think that's all we would need.
Aggression.
I mean, even if they kept the old graphics, I would be okay with that. But I don't know. But the new kids.
Kareem Abdul.
This was a war.
That was some good basketball back then. That was good stuff.
1984 was
the
just
Celtics,
tight.
the Lakers, great stuff. Right? This was like what a.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how cool those cheesy graphics are.
They're good. It's good though.
I think they should just keep that.
As the Lakers and Celtics come to the Garden to decide the NBA World Championship.
It's like ESPN just doesn't know how to promote themselves anymore.
That's right. They do good parks.
They did they had to shake up their they laid a bunch of people off, including Jalen Rose.
Oh, you know who else they laid off? Susie Colbert.
Oh, they did?
27 years, Susie Colbert.
Yeah, she was getting kind of stale,
Yeah, can't blame her.
The same thing with Rachel Nichols.
Gen X, Farley's Gen X.
You can literally feel the energy about to be
released
by the fans
need some young blood.
perfectly respectable people are getting ready to yell and scream, behaving as they
beat
never
LA.
would
Look, beat
in
LA.
themselves.
We love that.
Beat LA's been around a
Good
long
evening, everybody,
time.
and welcome.
Oh
I'm
my
Brent
goodness, look how
Musburger.
young Brent Musburger
Russ
is.
also used to joke that if you could bottle all the emotion that is released at a basketball game, you'd have enough hatred to start a war and enough joy to prevent one. And here
That's
tonight
true.
in the
Wow.
ancient Boston
What a
Garden,
what a
we'll run
Wow, what a poet.
what a heavy duty
Wow.
thought.
Frickin' Musburger.
Oh, you know, we
Love
had
it.
we had a lot of hatred and
Gamut
love in
of
this
emotion.
show with Dean Chadwin
we're
on.
finally
Yes, oh
finished.
my goodness.
The sur-
I love Dean.
He was
I'm
a lot
on.
of fun.
Put me
Yeah.
on the love group.
Yeah, he's got a
Dean's
lot
awesome.
of he's got a lot of passion. That's
He's
what
a-
I'll say
you know what I
about him.
love is how he's a Mets fan. I'm still trying to figure out how is he a Mets
I don't know.
fan?
Well, maybe we'll get the full story
We need
on
to
that
get it.
later.
We need to get Dean back on the show and
Yeah,
explain to us. his
Dorothy,
Mets fan.
we had a guy on our show you missed. He's
heard.
yeah, he's tall,
Tall.
kind of handsome and pale.
Well, one of those things is correct.
But he's like built for sports media. You know, just perfectly built.
Mouth is
6'7".
Yeah, his mouth and his mind.
Yes,
geez.
his mouth. He's just so he's in the
Cyric.
game.
Seriously scolding comments.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially if you're for Duke, yeah, or like
Li-
Duke, forget about it. He just,
Yeah.
he eviscerated Duke
You
in
know,
the green room. before the
Usually,
show even started.
I'm kind of funny on the show. Like I just sat down and watched. I was just sitting
Right.
here watching.
He took
like,
your he took
Dean
your
was just
he
doing
took your
his
breath
thing.
away.
I'm having popcorn, going, "This is a great show."
It was
guys."
like a Frank Fleming
is great.
rant
It's like
almost.
next level, totally
Well,
next level.
yeah.
Yeah,
Watch
I'm
the
like,
review.
yeah, this is a good show. Like I'm watching the YouTube show. I was just a fan at this point.
Right. Blixx
Well,
was
next
enjoying
Sunday I'll be in Nashville with my father, so
Oh,
maybe he'll
okay.
make a little surprise appearance.
Oh, with Mr. Packer himself, huh?
Yes. We can maybe get an early
Okay.
look at the Packers
Yes,
this year.
tell your dad that we want his thoughts
Appreciate greatly.
on the 2023 Green Bay Packers season, a preview, and what is his thoughts on Aaron Rodgers playing for the New York Jets.
Yep.
Okay, I'll get him ready. Right now, I know he's very happy. Chris Middleton just signed with the Bucks again, so
Oh,
right
good.
now he's like
I was
happy
worried
about
about
that.
So
All right.
just
But
let
I'll tell you
so
this,
you can warm him up.
We put money down on the Lions covering the spread against Kansas City, the first game of the year, in
Okay.
Arrowhead, 6.5. The Chiefs are favored, so we put money down on that.
Oh, wow.
That
Did
the
you put
Lions will
him
beat
that
us.
they were
That's in
going to
Detroit, right?
that they're going
No,
to
it's
6.5?
Arrowhead.
6.5? I'd go with the Chiefs.
I'd take the Chiefs, man.
I'd take the Chiefs.
That's in
Sorry, Dorothy. They're going to get
Put
smoked.
my money
by
down on the
Yeah.
Chiefs.
More than that. Oh, my God.
6.5?
Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it?
The Lions
I
will
put him.
do
I
that.
put him more than
Chiefs will win by 11. Sorry.
Is that in
Oh,
Detroit?
Yeah, it's in Detroit.
No,
Yeah.
Arrowhead.
Oh, it's at Arrowhead. Oh,
Ah.
11.
Okay, I'm glad I
Wait,
know
we're
funny
laughing
people.
now, but
It's
then
only
she wins.
6.5 at Arrowhead.
Yeah.
6.5. Holy crap!
That's a gift from God.
What happened there?
I'm sorry, I just don't see Detroit handling that. I don't know.
You
Well,
guys
we'll
have
see.
a rude
You know what?
awakening
Look,
coming.
look,
Remember, they
if
were
we-
very
if
strong
we
at
make
the end.
football picks like we make NASCAR picks.
She's gonna have the last laugh as usual.
laugh
so.
at
Dorothy's right. Yeah, she's always right. So,
They took your purse, but they didn't take your brain.
they could. They couldn't.
I don't
bring that.
know, man. The 6.5 spread at home.
Thank God the
Ooh.
rest of you is still intact.
Yeah.
I'm going with the
And
yeah.
looking very
Yeah.
Vegas fabulous.
That
too.
would be my thing.
Do you
would be-
have a
That's
6-inch?
good
Do you have
breakfast
6-inch heels to go with that?
She'd have
6.
Yeah,
had
but they're in my purse.
They were in
Yeah,
the purse.
they were in the purse.
Oh,
Bounce, look at it.
no heels.
For
You gotta have
$1,000
heels to
shoe.
walk around in Vegas.
Yes, but they were in the
They were in the
purse.
purse.
They were in the purse. That's the problem.
Oh.
That's a huge
Yeah,
problem.
That horse ran out of the barn.
Joe, what a dick! I'm just so pissed off. He stole your pumps.
I'm not the dick.
He
Somebody
stole
else is.
your
Well, no, you're not.
pumps.
It's
I
still your
mean,
pumps,
that's
yes.
not good.
Bad.
Well,
That's
you
really
should
bad
have seen
karma
these.
for
They
that
were
thief.
beautiful.
Like that dude is gonna get ran
Very bad
over by a
karma.
trash truck.
Yeah, you're
Close
gonna
up.
you're gonna kick his ass when you see him.
be dead
I
already.
think you will.
There,
Especially
she's
when
gonna-
you see
she's
some
gonna
dude
beat him
walk
with the
around
pump.
in your
It'll be
pumps.
like that Catherine Hep.
when you see
It'll be like that Katharine Hepburn clip.
You're gonna see a street performer wearing your heels.
All right, we got to go out with something. Do you want to?
Oh,
you want to
Jesus.
take them out with the Katharine Hepburn clip and then Rita Hayworth? Or?
Oh, one last.
Play Katharine Hepburn. Go
Okay.
Mr. Chabdar.
Well, okay, we coming up on the hard close here.
Blixx texted me. He said he does not want the chalk. He wants Kyle Busch.
Okay.
He's taking the Busch. Kyle.
Give me Busch or give me death.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then who knows? Maybe the
Just don't
chalk
give me
would-
Bud Light.
We're going
I'll
to see
take
next
anything.
week. Should have Blixx
Okay.
taken the chalk,
Hmm.
or should he have kept his pick?
I don't know. We'll
That's
see.
the question for next. Stay tuned for next week's.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, we're gonna watch Katharine.
Oh, I'm back here.
Katharine Hepburn beat up
Hold on,
Charles
hold on.
Bronson.
You know what? Now, Dorothy D and
I'm
JP.
getting.
He's
somebody
not as
sticking
good
a
of a
tongue at
mood.
me.
He's in a more of a bad mood than me from this purse.
Oh, of course.
No, I get that. I feel for him.
get that. Feel for
I know he's going to beat the first street performer he sees out on the street wearing, Louis
Pumps.
Vuitton pumps.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Where did you get those pumps? I'm gonna beat
Happy
you,
anniversary,
Elmo.
Yes, happy
Another
anniversary.
Devo, that guy.
Oh, I know. I trust me. I feel you, huh? I feel you, brother. It's not a good
And
feeling.
my Detroit Tiger wallet was in there. My Booney and Dirk.
I know.
Or
I know.
Dooney Birch.
It's not. And here's the thing that sometimes we don't think about is, men, they really put their heart and soul into planning these things, planning these trips, these anniversaries. I mean, we may not come out and say it, but we really put our heart and soul into these things, and we really are best intentions for you to have a great time. And to really say, hey, knock it out of the park. And when things like this happen, it's just, it's like they take our heart, they throw it on the street and run it over with a bus. So we always go into these things with the best intentions for you. And so sorry. Really.
Oh,
Sorry.
thank
And
you.
now for JP,
It is
the
just
hero.
material goods, as Eric said. I'm just so glad I got my boot.
Yeah.
So
we still got Boo.
There we go.
Well,
That's a great message to go.
Here's
We
what
had
you
a
should
great
do.
time.
Yeah, here's what you should do to the guy if you find
Yes.
him.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is this. Yeah, this is under fair use. Okay, that's Katharine Hepburn just put him to the ground. There'll be a replay.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go, Dorothy.
Hey, my
Yes.
glasses.
If she got a hold
That's a
of him, they
big
ran him
idea.
over,
Hey, that's no fair, I'm telling you.
This is a great move.
Where are my glasses?
There you go.
What is this?
It's no fair.
Did you ever see a thing like this before?
Beat him with that.
Looks like a carrot. Okay.
I thought they replayed that. Oh, I guess they didn't.
I guess they're cooking.
Okay, so I guess that's it then. We're gonna.
Yeah, I'll just find a music.
We're gonna go out with some music. I mean, we got
some music we can play without copyright.
well, we got
infringement.
the Rita Hayworth thing, but you don't want to play that.
Well, Thelma serves dinner and breakfast.
No, it's Rita Hayworth.
What do you mean it's Rita Hayworth?
There's
Thelma
another
Ritter?
one I sent you.
Oh,
I don't
Rita
know.
Hayworth.
It's
Where
a
is it?
different. It's earlier.
Earlier,
Oh, there's
I guess.
Jan and Dean. You want to play some Jan and Dean?
Then we get copyright, man.
Oh.
Dean's already gone. Look, we got Dean. We got over-Deaned here.
This zip thing is really good,
Yeah,
but you
some
don't
things
think it'll work.
copyright-ish, Yeah.
Everything is copyrighted.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't think that
We'll be on the server
that
soon.
little old lady from Pasadena was a problem. 'Cause that was
Let's just play a song. Get out of here.
well, it's like a homemade video.
Yeah, but the music's not. Music blue screens.
Oh, well.
Blue tags back to there. We can show everybody a little Sharon Tate if you want.
Okay, that's always good. All right.
Just for anyone who didn't know who Sharon Tate was.
It's Beverly Hillbillies. It's
Well, it was a
kinda
Beverly
cute.
Hillbillies, but
Somebody
Sharon
called.
Tate from
Kid Club speaking.
Mhm.
Hello,
Mr. Clovis. Anne Hathaway here. Did I by any chance leave a large brown envelope there last evening?
Mhm. Well, they had a wig on it.
Yes, ma'am. Right here by the window. Good. I'll have Miss Trigo drop over to... Yes, ma'am. It's right here. I'll drop over and pick it up.
Jethro's such a chick.
No call for you to do that. I'll have Jethro fetch you right down to the bank, too.
Wax Bear.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, but there's a Chickadee Laverne who insists on seeing Mr. Drysdale.
Chickadee Laverne.
Chickadee?
What? You
Those
tell
pearl
old chick
necklaces.
I'll call him from the club.
Everybody had one.
Howdy.
Well, howdy to you.
Here's
You're
a pickup
Jethro,
line
aren't
for
you?
you.
Yes, ma'am. You hear any music?
No, should I?
Oh, yeah. I should too, but I don't, darn it.
If you'll wait, I'll hum something for you.
What do you say, Chief? Oh, Jeffro, how nice to see you. Howdy, Miss Gay.
She's got one too.
Something wrong? No, just listening for music.
Stop.
What kind of music? What music? Harp music.
Try me again, Jethro.
Yes, ma'am. Janet, I'd like to speak to you in the pool.
There's one scene where he picks her up and
pool.
kisses
Let's
her.
go.
They're coming up.
They don't show it. They don't show it in this clip.
clip.
That's all right.
And there's Cloris. Let's just quickly show Cloris Leachman.
Yeah.
As Granny. Okay, there's listening to fair use again. Just I don't know where to start.
Cloris Leachman still looking sexy.
Well, that's not Dolly Parton. What's her name? The comedian, right there.
Lily Tomlin.
Thank you. That's Lily Tomlin playing Miss Hathaway.
And there's Elena. She's really hot.
She actually is pretty hot. And then that guy's actually a pretty good actor to the left.
Yeah.
And there's Cloris Leachman in the center.
Yeah. Cloris Leachman, 70 years old now.
Oh, you'd still bang her at 70.
I like Cloris Leachman.
I
like her.
But you probably make her put her granny costume back on if you got a shot.
We could have some fun and games. Yeah.
And you got the hots for her. Doesn't matter what her age is.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, and there's Ernest.
Jim Varney.
Jim Varney.
They've taken me hostage.
Attention inside. Drop your weapons and file out one at a time.
And then playing the policeman.
Told you this weren't no house.
Oh, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Father.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Fire one in.
He's done some FBI stuff too.
Look, laser plane kicked the can.
I knew we should have never left home. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it.
Right this way. We've ID'd them all. Excellent.
We want the
They're
wheels
gonna
of justice
find the
to
guy that
spin
did
quickly.
Dorothy's
These criminals must be prosecuted and
snatchers.
incarcerated
Dabney
before our
Coleman
client
is,
finds out what happened.
Exactly.
Yeah, Dabney
The
Coleman.
reputation of Milburn Drive.
Wow, she was so big in the 80s.
Would everyone turn to the right place?
Yeah, she did 9 to 5.
She did a lot of movies.
So this is where they get sickened because they realize.
Oh, look, it's Zsa Zsa Gabor.
We have starting
So
on
she
the
says,
left.
oh, she is?
Or Ava. I don't know which one. She's in there.
Next to him, his daughter Ellie Mae.
wouldn't do this crap.
They'll show her again.
And a Daisy
I
Mae
think.
Moses, a.k.a. Granny. And a nephew, Jethro Bodine.
Jethro Bodine.
Jethro, hey
Someone involved in a
guys.
drive-by slapping.
There.
Yeah, drive-by slappy.
Yeah.
That's Zsa Zsa. She got arrested for drive-by slapping.
What happened?
What?
He fainted.
Yeah.
From
You don't know
what?
why?
Why? I forgot.
Okay, so they called the cops to the mansion because they thought these hillbillies were breaking into the mansion.
Yeah.
Right.
They had them hauled down to identify them. Yeah, these are the vagrants that were taking the mansion over. And it turns out it's their new clients, the Clampetts.
But
coming from,
and
this is
Dabney.
the beginning. This is a whole set of the same
Dabney
thing.
Coleman is Mr.
Yeah,
Drysdale.
he's Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, right. I forgot that. Okay.
He's like,
That's
these
kind of
are.
very important to
I
understand.
know, but I'm thinking Mr.
huge
Drysdale is the old
Yeah,
Mr.
so he's
Drysdale.
like, oh, these are the owners. Like, oh, did I just call the cops on my own people?
Yeah, and the
my
only
own
people
clients?
who are clients who are paying me to manage everything. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's the joke. All right. Well,
See, we would
then there was
never do that at Chabner Law.
not that often, anyway.
Okay.
Everyone makes mistakes.
All right, last 10 seconds of the show.
I don't know. Sing a song.
Sing a song.
You stopped the clip.
Could sing a song.
Oh, I'm gonna play some music and go.
We're
done. I'm hungry.
We're
You want to get some lunch, Abe?
Yeah, let's do
All right.
In the ghetto.
Well, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Chad Dog's already leaving.
He's gone, dude.
He's gone. You should be too. It's
done.
Here's some copyright-free music to go out on. It's actually a pretty good song too. So long, everybody.
We want
That
flesh.
song with the Wookiee.
We want flesh.
I'm a Dickie.
I woke up tomorrow. I woke up tomorrow. I woke up tomorrow. I woke up tomorrow.
want to take a bath. I woke up tomorrow. I woke up tomorrow. I woke up tomorrow. I woke up tomorrow.
Woke up tomorrow, stranger in a strange land. More golden dirt than killing over sand. Woke up tomorrow, stranger in Graceland. More golden dirt than down for sand. I was told they'd be flying cars.
We want flesh. We want flesh. I woke up tomorrow. I woke up tomorrow. I woke up tomorrow. I woke up tomorrow.
Woke up tomorrow, spend the days. Time running up, I'll see you yesterday. Woke up tomorrow, end the days. Time running up, I'll see you yesterday.
We want flesh. We want flesh.